We are this network for the strong, not the weak.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. This is your man HRap B for Built for this network, obviously. That's what you're listening to. That's who I am. This is the third episode of a show called Jaw Jacking. The premise of Jaw Jacking is pretty much bringing the Mancave to online. We're gonna have a few spirited conversations. We're gonna crack a few jokes. But what we're doing is creating an environment in which we could just relax, not be so serious, have a good time, laugh and joke, put ourselves in a space of peace. When you put yourself in a space of peace, just relax, not be so serious. Put yourself in a space of peace. You have a little fun in the meantime. So what I would like to do is let you guys know that we are here for the fun. We're not here for serious conversations at all times. It will be a lot of fun. Right now, I'm waiting on my co-host, my main man Rob, or my man TC, and we have a new special guest, a brother by the name of Dorian. And as usual, with a live performance, what you get is technical difficulties. You got people running late. So because people are running late, I didn't want people to be waiting and be like, hey, what time they coming on? Yada, yada, yada. So I started off today just by myself. Be by myself and put on my necklace, trying to be on the lightweight good luck side of the game. But yeah, man, I want you guys to go to Spreaker.com first and foremost. Look up Built for this network. And when you look up Built for this network, please subscribe. As well as going to do the same thing on these platforms. It'll help us. It'll help the show grow and the show support. You can go to Spreaker.com, obviously, as I just stated. You can go to YouTube and look up Built for this network. You can look up Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, Castbox, Deezer, and Podcast Addict. We will be starting up shortly. I got technical difficulties, delays, or whatever. But give you a little brief description of what Built for this network is. It's coming together with three brothers. One of them being the number one Chief Rocker Jersey man, the other brother being DJ Mad Knox. Prayers go out to DJ Mad Knox and his mom. First and foremost, I want to say we want to send prayers out to Brother Knox. He's a good guy. But we were a part of another network and decided it was time for us to grow. Since then, we've grown from 3 shows to almost 12. So what we do is we do our thing in accordance to how we see it. This is the Jaw Jack is our new show as well. And basically, we're growing the network. We're making sure we're making things happen. We're trying to enjoy ourselves in the midst of it, because at the end of the day, podcasting shouldn't be all tight-lipped. It shouldn't be a situation to whereas people are not enjoying themselves as they listen to your commentary. It should be an enjoyable experience. I don't know what's going on with my mouth this morning. It should be an enjoyable experience. It should be a lot of fun, good conversation, good music, or what have you, depending upon the content of your podcast. So as I wait on the brothers, if there anybody in the chat room that would like to ask questions about the network, if you have any questions about podcasting, please let me know, because I'm here to answer questions as we see fit. Now, what I'm going to do, no, I'm not going to do that. I was going to put up this video that I'm going to show Tuesday But it's a different vibe with that video, so I'm not gonna do it with that video. But it is an interesting situation. But like I said, the Jaw Jackets came about because the brother TC and the brother Rob Orr were on another program, and in the midst of doing that other program, it seems that these two brothers were uncomfortable with the environment with the content of their show. So, being the owner, part owner of a network, they reached out to me and they said, "Yo, Rob." Well, Rob reached out to me and said, "Yo, Rob, can we do something different?" And I said, "Yeah." And he introduced me to the homie TC. We immediately linked up, we connected, and it's been magical ever since. With that being said, the two brothers are on here, and I'm gonna introduce them one by one, and we're gonna get this show on the road. Good morning. Everybody say what's up to the homie TC. What's good, T Cecil?
Man, what up, Brian, man? Can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear, my brother, loud and clear. I was giving people a brief synopsis of what the show is. It's basically we bringing the Mancave to the internet, and we gonna have a good time. And the brother Rob is finally connected. We got brother Rob. We waiting on the brother Dorian. Brother Rob Orr in the building. The host with the most, the left, right, left
What's
kid.
good? What's good, baby?
When we get started.
Hey, TC, man, how's that vitamin D state, man?
It's beautiful, man. But I wanted to, me, man, Bob. I know Brian don't know, but Bob, today March 28th was my mom's birthday. So, I gathered in for her all night. So I came. I'm coming to this show.
I took my hat today.
I have my shades on because the eyes a little red and chin up, and then I'm doing my grown man. So, but I'm here. I'm gonna get the show cracking. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do what we do. But I am in my little motions. I had a great one. So this is our birthday, and I'm still doing this show. We still gonna do what we do. But I'm in my zone. That's all. I'm in my zone.
Hey, man. Yeah.
That's what's up.
I can feel you, TC. I lost my mom too. 11 years. Well, it'll be 11 years in September. So I feel you, bro.
Yeah. Oh yeah, but I'm ready. That's why eyes are red. So we go to shades on. I don't want to be all on the internet in the world with my eyes in that condition.
It's all
man,
good,
I'm jealous from that sun that's beaming down on you, man. I'm jealous. I ain't gonna lie.
It is, man.
I ain't gonna even lie. I'm jealous for real. Like, this is real jealousy.
I just want to know, before we get started, man, people listen. Hey, Bob, you got that one song? Your mom alive, but still, though. Brian, y'all got that one song, man, that's like, when y'all hear it, it's automatically think about, you think about your mama.
It's a few of them.
Oh, okay.
Anytime I hear anything from Marvin Gaye, I think about my mama. That was my mama's favorite. Marvin Gaye, Barry White, and Isaac Hayes were my mama's favorite artists. So if I hear any of their songs, the one that really, really hit me is "If I Should Die Tonight" by Marvin Gaye. She used to play that a lot when I was around 3-4 years old. When you're a little boy, your mama danced with you on her feet. And that's the song we used to dance to. I used to be on her feet all the time. And at the time, unbeknownst to me, she used to think about my dad when she played that song. Because my dad had died 4 years before I got there. So, I guess I'm assuming, I never really asked her, but I'm assuming when she used to listen to that song, me and her would dance, she'd be thinking about my pops. So yeah, anytime I hear that song, it touches me. Anytime. Hey TC, let me tell you something, man, about this mama being gone thing. I don't know how long your mom been gone, but what helps me? Okay.
March 5th, so yes, man.
Okay.
I mean, how long is Mancave? 8.
Okay.
8 years.
What helps me, T? I don't never think about her not being here. Anytime I get her in my head real good, I just think about all the good things. I don't think about nothing but the good day. I don't never think, oh man, she gone. I never think that. Never, ever. She pop in my head, I think about times like dancing on her feet. Times like anything that she ever did good for me, I think about that. It lifts my spirit. So if that helps, then that helps. Because it definitely helps me. I don't never think about she ain't here. Never.
That's good stuff, man. You know, I can't, you know, my mom, huh?
Yeah.
I'm finna, no,
Go ahead, Bob.
no, I'm finna say, no, I can't identify with losing my mother, but, you know, I lost my father. You know, me and my old man was real close, you know. And, the song, just to answer your question about a song, I ever lost one, you know, my father in this case. It was I Was Born by the River. You know, I was born by the river.
Sam Cooke.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Sam Cooke. Because he used to sing it all the time. You know, he used to be singing at our parties and stuff like that. He always would sing it. But there's not a time when I go to the gym and I hit that heavy bag, ain't nothing in me but Robert Orr singing. That's all that's on my mind. And when I'm, you know, up there, I pray to God a lot. And, you know, and I be thinking about the old man, you know, because he put that fight in me. You know, he won't put the fight in me, you know. So I feel like you do, Brian. It's like he never did in my head. You know, I don't look at it like that. I just be thinking about how funny he was, you know.
Yeah.
How funny he was, you know, how much people like, man, you look like your father. You act like your father, you know. It, you know, make me reminisce in a good way.
Yeah, man.
So,
like I've had people walk up to me that went to my mom's services. Hey, man, you didn't even cry. And I'm like, hey, man, it wasn't a sad day for me. My mom had cancer. My mom could barely breathe the last 9 months of her life. So, you know, did I want my mom to be in that box? Nah, but I ain't want my mom to suffer no more either. So it's just, man, it's not a sad situation for me at all. I mean, I think about, like, my mom used to talk to me when I was a very young person about how to deal with, this is what my mama told me exactly. She said, hey, man, don't be sad. You know, she told me this 9 months before she died. She said, hey, man, don't be all bent out of shape if I don't win this fight. She said, because you ain't never going to get over it. She was like, it was 2010. She said, my mom died when you was 7 years old, 6 years old. And I'm still not over it. I'm 40 at the time. She said, just get easier every day. And when she finally passed away, you know, when she was saying that, I'm like, lady, you better get up out of here. But by the time it happened, I was like, I came to grips with it. It was like, okay. You know, I have my days, my moments, or what have you. But, you know, I don't want nobody to suffer through that. You know, just, you know, it's just, you never get over it. It get easier every day, you know. But like I said, man, I just think about, hey, remember, you know, if she popped in my head, think about the time she surprised me with a bite. Think about how we laughed about music. Think about, like, yeah, I ain't gonna say that. But it was this one instance, maybe about 2 months before she died. She checked this dude. My sister friend came over and was lying. I think he was a boyfriend. He was lying about all the people he knew and all the stuff he had. And I'm gonna say what she said. He was on some punk stuff. She was like, you know what? You the type of punk ass kid that got slapped in the mouth and went and told the teacher. I almost died laughing, man. So that was, my mom didn't play no game. Huh?
go ahead. No, go ahead.
She didn't play no games, Rob. She did not play no games. But she's one of the nicest people you ever meet. But don't get the plan. Don't get like you say. Don't get the pump faking with my mom. You gonna get your shot blocked. You gonna get your shot blocked pump faking with my mama. But hey, man, it's you know, that's why I say, man, I hope Brother TC, you know, I know he gonna get through. He's strong. He a man. But I don't want nobody to suffer through that. Man, just think about the best days, man. Because, hey, man, like if I'm lucky, I have just as many years without her than with her. And I know some super lucky people. Who mama died when they was 55, 60. And what I mean by lucky is Your mama died when you 55, 60. You gonna have more years with her than without her, unless you live to be 100.
Right.
Unless you live to be 120. So, yeah, man, we gonna make it, man. We gonna make it. We gonna smile through this. One day we gonna be doing a show from Aruba on this day.
So on this day, huh?
Yeah.
And what's up, man? Well, just to finish that, I guess that whole point about it. I mean, I know sometimes, man, we bring up stuff, man, we don't mean to bring it up. We just want to give a shout out to TC Mother and, the impact and stuff that go on in our hearts, man, as we walk through life with men, and to ensure those things never die. So sometimes we might bring up a point like this to go at a totally different angle. Everybody like, man, what y'all gonna talk about? Well, we talking about this right now.
Yeah.
We talking right now, And so my old man used to say this thing, all my life, and I ain't used to know what it meant. He's like, man, if you want to live, if you really want to live, you're going to see a lot of people you love die. He said, that mean me, my mama, his mama, your mama, he was like his sisters. Like, I was like, he said, if you want to live, if you want to live a long life. I was young when he used to tell me that. He used to pound that in my head, And so, when he got cancer, he started, going through his thing. And he started, how when death hit people's psyche sometimes, it can change the way you sound a little bit. It can change the way your strength sound, that moment when you realize, man, I'm gonna get out of here. Like my old man had a moment. I ain't gonna call it a long moment. He ain't have a long moment. It was just a moment. He was like, man, I'm about to get out of here, son. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, man, look, man, you always preach to me, not about not being scared to die. I said, you up the bat. It's your bat. Ain't nobody gonna steal in for you. Ain't nobody gonna step in and pinch hit for you, And we laughed after that, and then, we ain't had no more of those moments. But that moment is natural, for one of us, Yeah, because I think about it now, man. I don't want to, at the end of the day, I do want to live a long life, right? But I don't want to bury my sisters, and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't want to go to their funeral. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to go to TC funeral. You know what I'm saying? So what does that really say? I don't want to live so long to the point where I'm going to everybody's funerals. You know what I'm saying? Like, I imagine it'll get kind of lonely as you get older. You see, 85 years old and Brian gone and TC gone. Like, I ain't gonna have nobody to talk to. They're gonna be putting you over in the corner, man, with your knife on. They ain't gonna even be paying attention to you. They ain't gonna even have the TV on, nothing you like. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be watching some old garbage. I don't know how long I want to live to that regard. I want to be fulfilled, though. I want to feel like I died empty. I think that's what God wants us. God wants us to die empty. That means all of the instincts of how we respond to the issues and the problems in the world, we put our best foot forward to try to solve them. If we die satisfied in that regard, I'm a satisfied man. That means I did everything in my power. I introduced everybody who needed to know each other. You know what I mean? So I try to take those lessons from our elders that they gave us when we was young, and I try to apply them in adulthood. In that way, pass them on to my kids the same way, my friends, kids, family, everything else. So Miss Watch, happy birthday. We love you. That's what we saying all this for, because it's our girl birthday. Much love to TC Shima and K Guns, Tans.
Oh, yeah, appreciate that, man. We're gonna get the show started, get it cracking. But yeah, that's my mode yesterday. That mode I was in, man, it's tough to me. Cause I hear everybody say, I hear what you say, Bob, I heard Brian, it's tough for me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just it's like all the words you prepare for that moment and you get your stuff together, but it all depends on the memory, what you experience with the people, I feel.
Yeah.
And I had good experiences. It's a good thing, though. I don't have no doubt, no regret.
Amen.
It's messed up when you have that regret. You can't say you're sorry. Like, I feel sorry for that situation for those women, but they ain't nothing to talk about because everybody knew me and my mom had that relationship. So that's one thing that good in my heart that it wasn't like, I don't know how, I wouldn't be able to make it if I had that regret. For real, if I had that on my heart, because it plays with you, man. You know, and it's a good thing that you were right. I feel sorry for those that wasn't right. That's why I would tell everybody, get right with your mama, love her while she here. You know, it is what it is. You know, you can't change how she was. You can't change none of that. But you're gonna come that moment when I hope you was right. Because if you wasn't, it's gonna be one of the worst moments in your life.
Indeed it is. I want to salute to Teresa Rucker. She in the building. Thank you, Teresa, for the support.
Yeah, cracking, man. Let's get it cracking. We're gonna pick it back up. You know, I'm all good. Let's get this show started.
We got you, man. We walk together.
Yes, sir.
We walk together, man. So you sent it out to Dorian, right? You sent it out to Dorian.
Yep.
All right.
Remember, he said he was going to be running late, though.
Okay. All right. Well, we're going to get started in a moment, man. Well, anyway, let's get ready to rumble from the south side of Chicago, Illinois. Give it up for my main man, Martise TC was Senior in the field down there at the end of the bench from the north side and the west side of Chicago. Give it up for HRap, the CEO in the building, Ryan Williams. Williams. What's going on, fellas?
What's good, man? It's always good.
Plug your channel, Brian.
Oh, well, you know, everybody know they sitting on the end of the bench on YouTube, on Built for This Network. If you want to check us out, go to Spreaker.com, Spreaker.com. Find Built for This Network, subscribe. And then if you're listening via YouTube, go to YouTube, subscribe to. When you get to YouTube, pull up the end of the bench, THA space END space OF space DA space BENCH, the end of the bench, and then hit the like button first and foremost. Hit the subscribe button, hit the little bell to make sure you get an alert every week. I got my sister Lauren and my sister Sabrina Looney in the building. Much love, Sabrina and Lauren. Thank y'all for the support. Let's get it cracking, John.
Check this out, man. We was having this conversation. HRap and Dorian B was having this conversation, and it led us to this way we want to put it on the platform today. We was talking about some things about basically identity. First of all, we was talking about identity, the identity of the black man, where it's at today. So we want to touch on these subjects. So I hope everybody really chime in, because these platforms are for more than just us talking. It's for everybody to engage, so we can form a formable coalition of what we're talking about. One of the reasons I want to bring this up, the reason why I'm adamant, I know sometimes it can sound a little bit chauvinistic, when I make comments, sometimes my wife even look at me like, what do you mean? But the comment is that, like, I don't like doing platforms when it's us and women on there no more. And the reason why, because of the somewhat the nature of what can turn into a debate. And I don't want to be arguing with nobody woman or nobody sister or nobody, you know what I mean? So it's like I steer myself more toward being on platforms when we can bang it out. So if the temperature, if we gotta check somebody's temperature, their temperature just gonna have to get checked, and we can keep it moving. So that's just important to me. I just want to throw that out there before we get into this conversation. And the reason why we was talking yesterday, we was talking about Ice Cube, right? And we was talking about Ice Cube, and me and Brian was kind of at odds at the point a little bit, and it was making me realize that a lot of us think differently about how we approach forming this man code. How does the black man, and that's gonna be the theme of what we talk about. How does the black man in America at this current state and time, how do we form what you call a a code, just like a code of understanding when we show up in a room. I know, man, Brian there, I know we are automatically on the same page, just like a lot of white men. They got their code, we're already on the same page. Chinese man, you show up there on the same page. Those are Indian dudes, they on the same page. But we don't seem to be on the same page. We heard this conversation. This conversation it was before us. It could possibly be after us, but this is our time. We in our prime of our time to address that conversation right now. So I want to start it with a pamphlet of, this comes from Neely Fuller Jr. And we're just going to touch on it. So if we don't touch on everything today, we're going to just create a series of it. But, so I will allow the conversation to be organic. But I want to point out the template. First of all, it's 9 of them. It's economics, education, entertainment, labor, law, politics, religion, sex, and war. And we're just going to go down the line and everybody give their organic take on them. But let's start by, did y'all see that interview that I sent y'all with Roland Martin and that young man, that 21-year-old young man? His name is King.
King Randall.
King. Did y'all see that?
Yeah, he's going to be on my show next week.
He going to be on where?
He's going to be on my show next Saturday.
Is he?
Yeah.
That's hot, boy. Hey, that's hot, B. That's hot, man. That's hot. Send him over here to collect the perspective when you're done, because I'm going to be zoomed in. That is hot, B. Because that is one of the most brilliant. That's one of the brilliant mindsets on the subject that I've ever seen in my life. On the subject, period. He has a brilliant. So you saw both interviews. You saw the one with Roland, and then you saw the one with Voice.
Yeah.
And when I sat back and watched the interview with Roland Martin twice, just to see.
Just to make sure you wasn't seeing what you saw, right?
Huh?
Just to make sure you wasn't getting Roland wrong. I did it too. Like, what am I missing?
I watched it. And I honestly could say, man, it's like, I feel strange with Roland, because I've always kind of like, I feel strange with him. I never felt strange with Roland Martin. I feel strange because, he always was one of the ones that was promoting us in a way that we was like, man, I'm proud of you, Roland Martin. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But for him to do that, it was like wow, man. It's like, man, I don't know if he invited to the barbecue. Like, I'm like,
man.
You got to sit in the car for a minute, man. You got to. Go ahead, Chichi, man. I see you. Nah, I'm just listening. I'm just listening, man. I'm listening. You finish, get your point out. No. This is why. And Brian, this is what me and you we somewhat disagreeing with this, because when you was saying about Ice Cube, this is what you said about Ice Cube. You said, why did he show up late? Why did he show up late to the party? Why he show up when it was 11:45? And the party ended 12. He showed up at 11:45. And then you say after that, what has he done?
No, I said, where he at? I said, where he at?
Where he at with that subject now? But my point is, the reason why I feel strange with Roland, because I don't want to kick him out. I don't want to kick him out the barbecue. But he owed that young man an apology, and that apology got to sound a certain way. It got to sound like, look here, man. I got caught up, man. I got caught up in this code word called, conservative. When you said conservative, I got caught up real bad. And it just stumbled me, because I've been doing these fights for voters for unsuppression. I've been doing all these fights. And when you see, when our young black men say that, certain things, man, it was a trigger for me. And my inner coon ended up coming out. Tell the truth for the apology to be real. You know what I'm saying? Because you're an experienced journalist. I know you can't go back and listen to that interview and can't see none of you got to be at least to see the flaws in your what your motive was for even having them on it. It was a clear motive, a gotcha moment. He he tried to booby trap him with a gotcha moment. The boy was too elegant and too shifty. And the reason why the boy was too elegant is because his heart is all the way in the right place for what he's doing. That's why he was too elegant. Yeah, I ain't gonna even say him so. He is intelligent. But when your heart right, man, he was like, and then on the Boys Watkins interview, he turned around and said, man, I knew what he was going to try to do, but I went on him to use his platform to get out there.
Yeah.
Y'all there?
Yeah, we here. We listening. We listening.
You listening? Yeah, and so I was like, man, that's why I'm calling him elegant. Because he already knew, based on the Twitter wars that they had going on, the Twitter battles. Now, he said, I'm going to get on that platform. And his idea for doing it was successful. It gave him exactly what he needed. That's a big platform, you know. He did it, boom. But this the point me and you was at odds at, HRap. This is what we was at odds at, because this is what I said. I said, I don't care what you feel about a person. That means Umar Johnson. You're talking about Umar Johnson. And basically, HRap slapped me through the phone, like, don't even bring his name up. You know what I'm saying? But I said, what happened to his idea? I said, what about his idea about the school for boys? What about his idea? I said, as men, we should never let an idea die if it's a good idea. Right? And so, at the end of that Boyce Watkins interview, the young boy said this. He basically said the idea to start a school came from Umar Johnson. And that was my point. That was my whole point. I'm done.
No, I'm listening. I like what you're saying. I missed the Ice Cube situation. You know, y'all had y'all little private moments, little conversations amongst y'all stuff and stuff. So nothing wrong with that. But you know, I wasn't, you know, so I ain't need to speak on that one. And I saw the video, the dude. And don't get me wrong, man. I see I Martin come off to everybody, you know. But I just think that was needed for that young dude. That was needed. Because what he doing, he really gonna have some real resistance in a lot of ways. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel that was good to see him handle himself like that. I liked it. And then, you know, Roland Martin, man, you know, I think he was really, like Bob said, trying to make a point. And what I got at that point was, you do got to sound a certain way when you're talking out here. You know what I'm saying? And I just think that the dude, that's all he needed. He needed Roland Martin to put him on a certain level mentally so he could be ready for whatever comes down the line for what he's doing. Because to me, I kept getting Roland Martin making a point, which even though the point didn't seem that serious, but it was a real point. It was a real point for dude.
Well, what point was that?
Well, he was asking dude like him without no help from no government or no help from nobody, and he kept bringing up other stuff to make it look like, wait a minute, you still in tune with this. You still gonna have to do something with these people. He kept making points for him, like these. First he asked about, of course, all that, how he feel about the voters can't pass out food and water. You know, the people can't pass out food and water for people voting. He kept asking dudes, you know, like questions, like you said about to me, trying to say, you know, he tried to do him like that. But it's gonna be worse down the line, because now he put on that platform. He gonna have a lot of people that's gonna even. To me, I think Voldemort was trying to get him to hear what he's saying and make sure he's saying it right. Because when he get out here for what he's doing, he gonna have to deal with a lot of resistance. And I just felt I think he needed to have that conversation. He needed to. But unfortunately, he will come out like he trying to, you know, touch Shorty down or put Shorty on blast. But to me, it was more like, I don't agree with Roland Martin. Let's get it right. But what I'm saying, that's needed for dude. That was needed for the King brother. He needed that. He needed that.
It was a small part of. It's a small part of what you're saying. I agree with. It's very small to a degree, and that was after what, to me, my own personal maturity kicked in of saying the boy gonna need this. I don't think it was an intent or motive from Roland Martin. Though. I don't think it was like some good gesture that.
No, I agree with you. I'm agreeing with you.
No, I don't think so. I ain't giving Roland Martin no credit. That's the same way when I told you Deontay Wilder was one of the best fighters of all time, and you saw my face. But then when he lost that night, you ain't give me no credit, even though it looked like that's what
I don't give you no credit for that because to me it's like you gotta go out what it is, man. I mean, everybody. Okay, we understand Deontay Wilder, the big black dude, they be beating the people on the judge because he undefeated, knock people out. But I lost it all when it came to me because nobody don't bring up the fact that he knocked Fury out that first fight and he's down like 17 seconds. Nobody don't bring that up. So that dude get his one win, to me it's always 1-1. So I don't understand. Okay, he came in with the big suit, he won. You know what I'm saying? It gets thrown out, swept under the rug, and he knocked Fury out, like out. Ref gonna run over the fight. He go knock.
But I was making it in reference to the point.
Yeah. Go ahead.
But I'm just saying I was making it in reference to the point of I agree with you when you saying Roland Martin. Ultimately, the boy can benefit from the interview with Roland Martin. But I don't think it was the intent of Roland Martin to give it to him. That's why I was making reference to it. Roland Martin will get no credit for what eventually will be something that benefits him. He don't get no credit for it. He get the egg face. You know, he get that. He get the.
Why? Don't get me wrong. I'm not finna see a take up for no grown man, especially no Roland Martin. But we having a conversation, and I saw the video too. So let's ask you, like, is it because you kept asking the young brother about?
No, I tell you why. Because intellectual sincerity. Intellectual sincerity. I'm gonna say I ain't gonna call it intellectual. I'm trying to be deep and damn so. Sincerity. It was supposed to recognize when that young man said this. Sincerity was supposed to recognize. And that young man said, that fight is not my fight. My fight is this. I'm staying in my lane with what I'm doing. I'm the type of person that go get the young boys and house them, and I teach them skills. Sincerity was supposed to recognize that. When you said that, you're like, oh, I get what you're saying, young man. I get what you're saying. Lord. You stand in your lane based on for what you can put all your energy in. And that should change the tenure of the conversation. It should have changed it automatically. This is to a bigger point that me and Brian and Dorian B started yesterday. When we recognize we got different roles, how do we respect them? Because if we don't respect the roles that we play, we will never form a coalition. Brian, and that's what I meant when I was like, so in other words, we ain't gonna never form a coalition because our exposure is so different and our fight is so different from wherever we're standing at. That the young man will never be able to do what Roland Martin does on the political realm. You know why? Because he's not a political journalist. Roland Martin is a political journalist. He go to the crib. He read all of the policies. He read all that. So that makes him equipped. That's why the young man kept saying, hey, that's your fight. I got cats like you in place for that. You know what I'm saying? So I was looking at the broader picture that the young man was saying. He never said I'm a Republican. But at the end of the day, those words are trigger words. I'm a Republican. I'm a conservative. Conservative means Republican. You're a black conservative. Right. You know, if you look at the essence of what a conservative is, we probably all are conservative. The only reason why we don't vote for Republicans is because of the racial tone that's in the Republican Party. But if you go pound for pound with every issue, man, you can't tell me majority of black people are not conservative. You know, if we could go to a Trump rally, we probably would have been able to vote for Trump. We can't even go to his rally because of the tone of what's in there. But the concept of being a conservative, we can identify with those policies. Now, here you got one of our young 21-year-old men out here beginning to find identity, getting tired of what's going on in his community, gonna say like, man, I'm gonna go off these principles, less government, get out here and do it ourselves. That was a trigger of World Martin. Couldn't get over it.
But I mean, I guess I look at stuff the way it is. I saw the interview. I looked at it when he kept saying the same thing that he trying to make. I don't know his purpose of making the point, Brian.
Mm-hmm.
But when he kept asking him, he kept asking him, man, every view about what the conservatives doing. Like, I guess trying to make him look bad for even being associated, even calling himself that. I guess that's his purpose of asking that young man those questions. But the one he kept asking about how you saying you doing it without the government, where you still gonna need the government. To me, that's a point that needs to be said. Cause dude, I feel like if he, even though I think Roland was being like wrong towards dude, he was really being a certain way, But we got those people in our community, our older people like that in our community. That first thing they do is doubt a young person. So I'm not finna pretend like I don't identify with that. But what he also did, whether to me, if Shorty go back and look at that interview, Shorty was saying things that what he was saying was his point was good. His intentions was right. But he kept saying that with no government, and it wasn't true. So dude is try to make that, get Shorty to see what he mean by that. I don't understand Roland Martin, I'm not going to sit there and say, man, put him on this show just to do him. I don't think that was his intent. But at the same time, I do like what that young man said. I like what he said they done. And I do know that Umar was saying it first. And I want part of y'all Umar conversation, so I left that alone too, But I just think both of them is needed in our community. Umar and our young brother. King, right? His name is King, right?
King Randall. Randall,
okay.
If all goes well.
It seems real.
Yeah, I think he's 100% genuine. I really don't want to get my answer to Rob come back because what happened with me and Rob is exactly what happened with Roland Martin to me. And that's why I really don't want, until Rob gets back, I don't want to jump 10 fingers, 10 toes into the conversation. I'll give you a little bit I'll give you some of the conversation. My issue with Ice Cube is not a real issue. My issue with Ice Cube is some things that Ice Cube said. Everything that Ice Cube was talking about, I knew about already, and Ice Cube knew about already. Ice Cube, I jumped off the Ice Cube bandwagon, so to speak. Or you know what? I unbuckled my seatbelt. I ain't gonna say I jumped off. I unbuckled my seatbelt on the Ice Cube bandwagon when he said on Shannon Sharp's podcast and said, Shannon Sharp asked him the same thing. So where you been, Cube? And he was like, oh, I ain't know all this was happening. And if I would have been there, I'd have looked at him like he was crazy. I looked at the TV like, what? Bruh.
What was happening?
The racial injustice, police brutality, and all that. Because he got on this joint in June of 2020. And I'm like, wait a minute, Ice Cube. No, if anybody on the history of Earth can say, I don't know, it ain't you. Or I didn't know, it's not you. So therefore, when you go on Shannon Sharp's podcast and say, I ain't know all this is going on, I thought things were being handled, I'm forced as a hip-hop, I don't even want to call myself an historian, as a B-boy, I'm forced to go, what? Bruh, you wrote Fuck the Police. You wrote an album called Death Certificate that addressed all of this stuff. So, huh?
I mean, I don't understand.
Well, all you have to do is go watch the Shannon Sharp show where Ice Cube is there. And I'm like, you're talking about Ice Cube.
So what was your point, B? What was your point?
Allow me to speak. So, as I was telling TC, I unbuckled my seatbelt on the Ice Cube bandwagon when he told that goddamn lie on Shannon Sharp's show. I wasn't aware of this. I didn't know what was going on. I don't give a damn what you talking about in the black community, Ice Cube. The stuff that's going on when you was 21 years old, it's the same thing that's going on when you 52 years old. So for you to make that statement, you didn't know police, whether it was police brutality, whether it's injustice, whether it's an inability for the government to fund our schools properly. You from Compton, California, homie. Or South Central California. South Central Los Angeles. You know what's going on because guess what? O'Shea and O'Shea Jr. and your wife and your daughter, y'all rich. You got some broke-ass cousins. You got some broke-ass aunts and uncles, too, so you know what's going on. So that's what made me look at Ice Cube upside his head. And then again, if you want to jump in, just all you have to say is, yo, I'm here, I'm late to the party, but I'm down. But then when he gets challenged, he gets upset. But because I'm not the only person, if Shannon Sharp asks you, hey man, people gonna ask you this. Obviously, I'm not the sole man in America wondering, well, where the hell were you? But it don't make a difference where you were. You here now. He gets upset because people questions him and disappears since November. So the questions that people have for you in November, you kind of validate them. I'm cool.
Oh, wow. I want to say it like that.
Whatever.
Wow. Let me back in like, wow.
Whatever. However, we in a situation with Roland Martin. I think Roland Martin knew exactly what he was doing with that young man. He tried to treat that young man the same way he treated Ice Cube. He tried to, because that young man has gone.
Same way who treated Ice Cube.
He was taking a dump in Ice Cube's face on his show. He doubted everything. Roland Martin.
I watched that interview, man. Roland Martin. See, what's funny, I started to see y'all that interview too. You say he was dumping on Q?
Yeah, he doubted everything he was doing. Instead of, see, it's this thing that we lost in America called a teaching moment. People want you to approach things exactly the way they approach it. And if they don't do it that way, they mad at you. Like, I was like, man, Q, what's going on? I'm listening. I didn't tweet nothing about it. I didn't talk to the homies about it. I never brought it up on my show. As a matter of fact, when I did bring it up on my show, and the homie Degraders, the homie Ben, and other people who listen to my show heard me say, you know what, I'm not going to pass judgment on Ice Cube. I'm going to listen to what he say, and I'm going to watch what he do. So here we are 6 months later. Where you at, bruh? You had a plan, which was Whitney Young, which was Marcus Garvey's plan, which was Noble Drew Ali's plan, which was Whitney Young's plan, which was Huey P. Newton's plan, and I can go on and up to this point where it's Dr. Claude Anderson's plan. I know all the people who had their plan. It's cool. But Roland Martin attacked Ice Cube because he knew Ice Cube couldn't articulate the points the way he wanted to. Roland Martin did to Ice Cube and to King Randall exactly what Sean Hannity and the other boys on Fox do to any brother that come on the network. They take pieces of what he say and try to make it the entire point. Here's the point I'm talking about. The young man did not say we need less government. The young man said, instead of sitting around waiting on the government that has shown us for 158 years in May that they are not going to help us, or they're going to give us as little help as possible, we have to do it. But instead of hearing that, Roland Martin, but what about voting? As the young man said, everybody, as you stated as well, everybody got their fight in this mission. So why ain't the young man on TV saying, well, Roland, why you ain't helping with these damn kids? Because you know why? That's not Roland's fight. Stacey Abrams, why you ain't, I'm in Georgia with you, Stacey. Why you ain't helping me with these kids? Because you helping over there. But don't nobody want to hear that. They want to hear the conversation through their ears. They want you to speak their. This is the problem with the community. We don't want to hear other people's opinion. We want to hear our opinion come out somebody else's goddamn mouth. That's not my opinion. This young man ain't doing a damn thing wrong. He lost his job and took in several young men from the correctional system, teaching them how to read, teaching them skills, enhancing their lives, and people got a problem with him saying he's a conservative. As the young man said, I'm not a Democrat or a Republican. I am a conservative. I believe in less government. I believe in treating your people right. Conservatism has nothing to do with a political party or a political idealism. Any political idealism. It is a way of life. It is a way of life. But because most lying-ass people in politics say the reason I'm being a bigot outwardly is because I'm a conservative, you tie the two together. Most black people are conservative. Most black people do put God first. Most black people, all the things that conserve the actual definition, that's how we rock. But because Roland Martin don't want the boy to say it the way he's saying it, he jumps down the boy's throat. Because Roland Martin looked at Ice Cube like, you a dumbass rapper. He jumped down his throat. He started talking down to him. What about this, Cube? What about that, Cube? And the reason I said, I don't have a problem with Ice Cube stepping up. But if you're not going to be there the whole fight, hey, Q, why don't you stand down? Why don't you go get... You are a mega star. You a movie star. You a fucking entrepreneur. You a rapper. You a producer. All you have to do is just like you did. Get on the phone with Dr. Boyce Watkins. And this dude who been doing this since the 70s, busting his ass every breath of his life, Dr. Claude Anderson. Get behind Claude Anderson. And you go on shows with Claude Anderson because we gonna come because we see Cube. And you say, hit it, Doc. And as far as the Umar Johnson point, Umar Johnson is just like any other poverty pimp. Lord, I watched him on the Lord Jamar show. Lord Jamar said, my father did what you doing 15 years ago. He started off in a trailer and he bought desks and now he has a school. Seeing how it seems that you struggling a little bit, let me hook you up with my father-in-law who's doing it. He had a school up and running for 10 years. Let me hook you up with him so he can help you get to where you want to be. Oh, fuck your father. He don't know what he's talking about. You don't even want to sit down and talk to somebody who's doing what you want that you're doing. Hey, last time I checked, Jalen Rose does this. There are several men. It's a man in Harlem, New York. It's a brother who left a great paying teaching job. He was a principal making 6 figures. He stopped and made his own school 20 years ago. He's the first dude who come out publicly since the internet been a thing and since we can click on these little things and see any video we want. It's plenty of brothers and sisters who open their own school and educate now folks. But if you are not willing to accept an extended hand, why would I listen to you? Because guess what? When me and you met, you offered me a little advice. Did I say, hey, Rob, I got this shit, man. I've been doing this shit. Leave me alone. Or did I accept what you were saying? All criticism is beneficial. Even a hater, even somebody who hate your guts, if they say, see, you could have did this, it might work. Just because it's coming from a negative place or a place that you don't want to hear it that way, it don't mean it's wrong. But no, Roland Martin was dead wrong because people listen to people so they can have something to say instead of sucking it in, processing it, and saying, okay, it seems that we're doing two different things, right? We having a different conversation. So yeah, Roland Martin was wrong as 2 left feet. Because I saw him do the same thing to Ice Cube in October, early November. I saw him do the same thing. And I am disappointed in him, but I'm not going to throw him away.
No, he ain't worth being thrown away. It's the fact that, we gotta evaluate what that is when it occurs. We have to evaluate it. Ain't nothing no throwing them away. It ain't got nothing to do with that. But what I was gonna say, when you said, you remember the question Roland Martin asked Ice Cube? He asked him, he said, basically, some of my people somebody got a question for you. Where have you been? Right?
Mm-hmm.
Something like that. Where have you been with this subject? Or why you Johnny come late, right?
Mm-hmm.
Something like that to that nature. Do you remember that line of questioning?
Mm-hmm.
And Ice Cube responded like this. He said, man, basically the civil rights situation and all of this injustice been going on for years, since the 60s, the 50s. He said, my question is, where you been? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And I thought that was a perfect answer to, that's why I said it didn't feel like he got Ice Cube in a way that, you know, like you were saying, he didn't attack Ice Cube in the same way. He gave Ice Cube talk point. That young man, he was trying to kill his talk point. And what he did with the young man was worse to me. And it's to a bigger problem. You know, like, I'm going to say something, but don't take this disrespect. Please don't take it. Not to nobody individually, but I'm going to talk about our leaders. Man, y'all will run off Neely Fuller Jr. You'll run off Claude Anderson. Y'all will run some names. We can run some names off current names, right? I don't really see them Negroes what they really, where's they fingers getting dirty at in that regard. You
Who?
know, to the point where we are.
Oh, you don't see what who fingers getting dirty?
Like
You mean Claude Anderson? You mean Claude Anderson? Okay, I'll tell you what Claude Anderson doing. Claude Anderson stopped.
Let me finish this point. Let me finish my point. Because I don't want Claude Anderson to see my face on this video saying the wrong thing about him in the wrong way. Because I'm not trying to. But what I'm saying is, before we lash out criticism for what other people are lacking, what they're doing. And what Ice Cube said was, where is Claude Anderson? Where's Neely Fuller? Where are they at for you to ask me that question? How you gonna ask me that question? Well, how you gonna ask, that young man who doing something? That young man kept saying it. We make up an anatomy. We are all different parts of the body. Claude Anderson and Neely Fuller Jr., those are the ones you get information from, for real information, historical facts. That's a part of their role. They ain't out here housing kids no more and all that type of stuff. Somebody else doing that. Because if we don't ever figure out what the black code is in that way, I'm never gonna be a Claude Anderson. It's too late. I ain't got enough years of my life left to read all the books, dude. I ain't even got it in me. I ain't even got enough life left. So that means, do that make whatever I do less significant than what he's done? If I play my role with my whole heart, you understand what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. And we gotta be real careful when we try to form these bonding coalitions. That same alpha Adam apple you got in your throat, it's in all of our throat. I don't care what role you playing. You could be playing Claude Anderson role. You could be playing somebody else's role. I don't care what role we playing. But man, don't poke no bear. A bear gonna be a bear. Just because he 5'10", 175 pounds, you act like he won't drop you with what he is. And in order for us to form a coalition, I want us to stop for a minute. Pause. They call it pause. To be able to reevaluate the strengths of all of it. That's why we ain't even start hitting the list yet. Economics, education, entertainment, labor, law, politics, religion, sex, and war. You find a lane in one of those, man, there's a chance that what you do in entertainment, I will never be able to touch in education. But we still making up the anatomy. I think that's the biggest point I'm trying to make. It's too late to be talking about, I ain't trying to be preachy, so it's too late.
I just don't, I heard you. I heard it, Brian. I just don't, it makes sense to me. Why? Because we got some problems that we don't even talk about when it comes to our community. Because how can you make a point? What's the purpose of making a point of where you've been when I'm here? That's like a devaluing my contribution. What I'm doing, because I came year. After you mentality like, dang, Cube, okay, I hear you, but why you ain't say this? Where was you at a year ago? Then that devalues what he's saying. So I mean, right. You know I could do it, but I just agree with that when it comes to Cube. They said where he at now. I heard Brian say that earlier. It's like, I guess we forgot he said that when he had a plan or something where Trump was actually going to do it and listen to him. But the Biden administration, if I'm not, misinformed, he said his mouth that they wouldn't even talk to him about what he was talking about. But Trump did let him tell you. Trump did talk to him, and Biden them did. So to say where he at, it seems like he goes with what he's saying. They ain't want to talk to him then, and probably ain't trying to talk to him now.
In fairness, though, TC, I'm gonna be fair to what you're saying about what Cube kind of got like some kind of like subtly exploited. He got exploited a little bit because what he did was he took his plan, his bread and butter plan, and the Trump administration was needing anything. They was needing anything, right? And what they did was they took some of what Cube said and it was like, that sounds good. You know what I'm saying? But Graham, wait, we really kind of like this line. And Cube said, well, okay, well, y'all can use whatever. So it ain't like, that's where he kind of like suddenly got exploited. He did. Because, I mean, Cube said it himself. This ain't something I'm making. This is what Cube said that occurred. So I can understand why people on the outside looking in be like, oh, man, you know, Ice Cube, you Cube. Like, you've been around this thing ever since you was in your teens, man. You don't know what that is? Like, and you ain't got enough status about you to become one of the type of examples that we needed right now to say, hold on, bro. Like, y'all not finna exploit me, chop up a part of my stuff, and use it for yourself. No, he gave them permission to use it. But then, now he backtracked to say, I ain't gonna say he backtracked, but it's like he found an angle in his pure answer to say, I'll meet with Democrats and Republicans, no matter what it is, whoever's in power, I gotta work with them. Okay. So he got like a wiggle room of a pass, because we cannot prove whether or not he got exploited with a motive. We don't know if he got exploited with his own personal motive or his own personal gain. So he got a wiggle room of a pass, right? To a degree. But my point is, when he got exploited, the commentary that came out of his mouth sounded like somebody who was too ignorant to be in that position. That's how it sounded. That's like to Brian's point. Brian was saying, well, if you ain't got no track record or no history of doing this, sit down, man.
No, that was not my point. No. Hell no. Before we get to my point, I'm going to introduce our guest, Dorian, to the show. What's up, Dorian? Now,
we got to give an intro from the D. My man, Dorian. Lady, Gentlemen. What's up, man?
Now,
what's going on, man?
Now, my point had nothing to do with if you ain't been here, shut up and sit down. But my point and the half-ass, in my opinion, the point that was Roland's point. You ain't been here, shut the hell up and sit down. My point is this. Q, I know you're aware of this. You used to run with the Minister Farrakhan. You used to run with Khalid Abdul Muhammad. So I know you're aware of this. He said this isn't my plan. It was a culmination of a bunch of people plan. Me and Dorian talked about it the other day. So you know these hard-hitting questions are coming. And according to you, you wasn't aware of this shit. So again, if I got to go get Dorian to talk about what's going on, because Dorian has written books, Dorian has been on the front lines, Dorian has been fighting for this for 50 years. I know I got the celebrity. So when I show up, everybody gonna look, oh, there go Brian. And then I say, and I'd like to introduce you to Dorian. I'm here to fight for my folks. I'm here for this nonsense to end. And I'm here to introduce you to a person. Allow me to finish. I'm here to introduce you to a person who can articulate a plan of action. And then you push Dorian to the front. And every time we get on TV, it's me again. Everybody looking. I got my man to talk for me. That's the way I think you should do it. Because if you can't ask those hard questions, answer those hard questions, why be in the front? You get somebody who can answer those questions. You get everybody's attention with your celebrity, and you get Dorian to drop the science. That was my point.
Okay, I got you. No, okay, I got you. I stand clarified because you said that, but I get it because you went in depth with it this time. So that's cool. But all I'm saying is though that when the way it happened with Cube though, we just talking about Cube.
I am talking about Cube. That's all. Everything I just said is pertaining to how I feel about Ice Cube.
Right. I was just trying to follow up with it. When we do that, so sometimes other people, other race of men cannot take your truism from Brian. Right? Dorian can't deliver it like Brian, but they don't want to hear it from. Brian. Dorian can deliver it better than Brian. Right?
Watch this. You respect the way I deliver my opinion, correct? You respect the things that come out of my mouth, right? So if I co-sign this brother Dorian, if y'all like what I like, wait till I introduce you to Dorian. Most people will go, damn, Dorian is the one who put him on. Let me listen. Because I'm going to give you an example. I'll give you the greatest example possible. The Nation of Islam respects the most honorable Elijah Muhammad more than they respect anybody in the world. And the most honorable Elijah Muhammad said, I got this guy who's going to take us to the next level. Nobody knew who Minister Malcolm was, or he was just Brother Malcolm at that time. He wasn't even a minister. Nobody knew who he was. This dude is coming fresh out the joint like the rest of y'all. But if you like me, wait till you hear this guy. And the Nation of Islam went from 3,000 to 4,000 to hundreds of thousands of people in the nation. If it's somebody that can do your job better than you, it's your job. As you stated earlier, you want to introduce people to the right people. If I don't know every answer and I'm taking from Dorian, and I know Dorian knows the answers, and I know Dorian has been doing this work by opening up businesses, introducing people the way, giving people plans and blueprints, and in Congress, writing law, working up under Jimmy Carter, working up under governors and stuff like that. But he's still down for the cause. Wait until you did it Friday when you introduced me to Dorian. B, I got this guy. And because I respect you, I said, hell, let me hear him. Dorian get on the horn. I was sold. I didn't go, I don't know about this dude, because I respect Robert Orr. Ice Cube is a powerful figure. We love Ice Cube and his music because his music spoke to the community. It spoke to our issues. Then he partnered with another group of people who speaks to our community and speaks to our issues. Ice Cube is not a civil rights activist. He's a concerned man who want to help. So what I do is I give you two, tell you what, Brian and TC and all the people in the chat room, y'all like HRap, but wait till I get Dorian on my show. Y'all gonna love him. and then Dorian get on here and do that Dr. Claude Anderson thing that we know Dr. Claude Anderson to do, and the people who support my show will support his show. Period.
So you saying that's what Cube should have did?
I feel Ice Cube should have done that. So when clowns like Roland Martin attack him, he's not gonna try that same attack with Dr. Claude Anderson. Boyce Watkins wrote, I guarantee you, if we wake up tomorrow and this week's guest on Roland Martin on YouTube is Dr. Boyce Watkins, Boyce gonna sit there and Roland gonna talk to him like he a man. Cause he know if I make a mistake, Boyce gonna grab me by the throat and choke me out. But he knew he could talk to certain points that Ice Cube couldn't answer. Because that's not Ice Cube lane. Ice Cube is a concerned black man, not in the Roland Martin lane. But when you get, it's like when you go, what Ice Cube could have did was say, you know what, I could fight, but this guy's a world champion, and all the naysayers, the Roland Martins of the world, would have stood the hell down because they just said, oh, we see who we see who he rolled with, so we're not gonna challenge him.
You ever seen a race where they pass the baton to the next person? That's what should have happened with this situation where you had Dr. Claude Anderson. He's been running with the baton for years. You know what I'm saying? And then since Ice Cube he's the person that's the visual person. Everybody know who Ice Cube is, or you know what I'm saying? He should have passed the baton to Ice Cube. Ice Cube run with it. And then when Ice Cube got in front of old boy, this is my man here that gave me all the information. That's what you basically saying. This is my man here that gave me all the information. So that when Goofy Martin asked some crazy questions, not crazy questions, he asked some questions and everything, he got the answers. I'm putting him on, he got the answers. He's been here from the beginning, so you can ask the man that established everything. Therefore, Dr. Claude would have tore him up.
Cooked his ass.
Instantly.
Would have cooked it.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't be a blemish on Cube's name. Because all Cube did was care. He cared.
Man, listen. Go ahead, T. Go ahead. I'm been quiet, like, you know, like me, bro. You know, TC, man, I ain't get a chance to meet you. They do all that stuff behind the scenes and shit, but it's nice meeting you, bro. But, you know, when you're not significant and shit, I'll meet you at, like, while the show going, you know, because I'm just, you know, that's when I get to meet you. But, nice meeting you, bro. It's good to know they talk to you already and stuff. All right. But, my point, I'm listening. It's like, I'm waiting on my Bob point out of Brian point. I just heard his point. It's like, that's fucked up. It's that easy. It's fucked up that it's that easy. Yeah. Because I'm listening. I'm waiting for him to, when we first started talking about this, it was, I'm not going to kick him out the car. I'm not going to, you know, that talk we heard from Brian.
Hold it. What, who was I talking about kicking out the car?
Oh, you say you're not?
No, but who, do you remember who I was referencing?
It was Cube, right?
No, I was referencing Roland. That's my point. We be listening to respond. I said in response to what Bob said, I said, I had issues with what he did, but I'm not gonna kick him out the cookout. That's what I said. No, I never talked about doing anything to Ice Cube. I was speaking of Roland Martin.
Okay.
I was not. That's my point. We gotta stop listening to respond though, because I clearly said I got issues with how he handled that young brother. I didn't like what he did to him or Ice Cube, but I'm not willing to kick him out the cookout. I literally said I'm not willing to throw him away.
Who, Roland Martin?
Yeah.
Roland Martin.
That's who I was talking about.
Well, I didn't know. I thought you were talking about like Cube, and I thought it was Cube you mentioned. Okay,
no.
Roland Martin. Well, we disagree. I don't give a fuck about Roland Martin. But the point I'm making is like whenever Cube had a good thing in this mission, what he was trying to say, you know, it's like the purpose is to help us. And every time somebody that's us trying to help us, it's like, in my opinion, and I'm pro us, it's like everybody look for a reason to attack the motherfucker who's trying to help us. Every time we thought, well, he
he should have said it. Let's get back to what he's trying to do. How the fuck can we take? He should have passed the baton. All right. We supposed to talk about that shit in a locker room. But in the United Front, we supposed to be talking about what the fuck he talking about. Now the little shit he could have did different shouldn't be put in public. So now everybody got a reason to down what the fuck he trying to do. It's like, if I say one thing wrong in this interview, it's like, fuck, my mission is we trying to get the word out. So if Brian say something that somebody don't like, or they feel a certain way, fuck the whole point of Brian saying, get his mission, forget the shit Brian trying to do, get people out here to hear us, hear this, got this platform, different days, Brian doing all that, but how the fuck is somebody behind the scenes? So somebody say, well, man, if I was Brian, what I would have did was he should have put this other person. Like, wait a minute, okay, that's okay, but let's still stay on what Brian doing. Brian is making a platform for all of these conversations, a forum for all of us to get together, get these thoughts out to people. That's the purpose. Because Brian didn't pass the baton to another dude. We can talk about all that bullshit later. We supposed to get behind what the fuck am I talking about first. No, it's like we leave an opening to bring us apart. We make an opening. It's like if the mission is all us trying to help our people or raise the awareness of things to our people. Don't get mad at me because I smoked the blunt when I said it.
Before you hold on, wait a minute. I'm finna get you, TC. Rob Dorian, I'm finna slap TC down. Me and TC like brothers. We like brothers, y'all. But I'm the big brother finna punch in the nose right now. We finna fight in the basement. Brother, you said 7 days ago, 168 hours ago today, you mad at the preacher with a drink in his hand.
Nah, you took it the wrong way. See, first of all, I'm glad you brought this preacher shit up. I'm so glad you did this. I am so glad. See, first of all, I don't know how y'all look at it, but if you supposedly, you're not supposed to think like me.
No. It ain't about thinking like you. It's about you contradicting yourself because you said it's people in the community that look down at the preacher because he got a drink in his hand or he cut his ass at somebody behind. But you don't want nobody to look crazy at you because you dropping signs with a blunt in your mouth.
Listen, first of all, you missing it. You see, I'm saying, I like this, you did this. I'm going to show you how you missed it.
Okay.
This is the difference, first of all. I'm not designed, allegedly, I'm not got some people's souls and everybody in the palms of my hand by the pastor. Okay? It's a whole different, if you hold the same on accountability, then we just look at it different. I feel a different responsibility impressed upon you once you consider yourself a man of God and you got all these people that you're a flock that you're supposed to lead the right way. That comes with a different more responsibility to me. So you're not finna say that I'm not. So to me, that's just two different things.
So preachers can't be regular people?
What you mean regular people? As in what?
Regular people look at women behind. Regular people, when they hanging out with their friends, they have a drink. He a preacher, not a priest.
Hell no.
Oh, okay.
Hell no, preacher ain't supposed to do that. Hell no, preacher ain't supposed to do that.
Okay.
Hell no. If you a preacher talking about when I'm with my boys, though, I'll go ahead. You know what I mean? Get your ass up out of here.
So preachers can't have friends and have a beer and laugh and joke.
You supposed to have your shield on. You can hang with whoever you want to hang with.
You can't have a drink as a preacher? Where's that at?
No, I don't agree with it. That's just my opinion. No, I don't keep preachers supposed to hit no Tanqueray with me. So preachers supposed to take no shot of Tanqueray with me.
Why not?
Hell no.
Preacher ain't supposed to take a drink. I'm just wondering. I mean, I know the Bible. Where it say a preacher ain't supposed to
see, y'all brought the Bible. I'm not even going to debate.
Where in spirituality does it say preachers can't be humans?
Shit's gonna come out, all right? It ain't changing that shit. If you look at it different, if you feel a picture,
we asking you why you feel that way. We're asking you why you feel that way. We're asking you why you feel that way.
And what I was taught, okay, don't he supposed to have people souls and stuff in his hand? And he's supposed to be a man of God. He's not supposed to be a man of God.
He's supposed to be a man of God, but he don't own your soul. His doctrine says respect the word. His doctrine, a preacher doctrine says honor the word, not the man.
I see where I'm gonna get fooled in. See, it's real simple to me. There's no way in my mind, if you were a pastor or a man of God, you're supposed to have a rebirth in your mind. You're supposed to see things a different way. You're supposed to see things different. You're supposed to. You're a pastor. You can't, I ain't saying, see, that's when he can take that. He a man, so he got his little ways to tiptoe the line. If you telling me, you preaching the word of God, you was chosen to preach this word to me, right? I wasn't chosen. You were chosen. By who?
God, allegedly.
Guess what? Guess what? Go ahead, bro. Go ahead. Go ahead, Dory. Vessels of water into wine. Why would they drink wine during that time? Because the water wasn't what it was supposed to be. But he turned a vessel, he turned water into wine. It doesn't say that you ain't supposed to drink. It says you're supposed to use it, you're supposed to drink in moderation, which means don't drink till you get drunk. You know what I'm saying? But drink according to moderation. Hey, we all grow, like, listen, for real. These are, I see your gray hairs. I respect you as that. I got gray hairs, respect this, that. Don't come to me with no wine, water shit. Like, go with that one. Well, I'm saying some real shit. Keep it real. You're not finna say you ain't supposed to overdose in wine. I just told you a pastor ain't supposed to be sitting taking Tanqueray shots with me. It's what I said. Now, you feel he should? I'm saying, let's connect this. I'm not his God. So I'm not going to sit up here and judge him because I ain't his God. I ain't going to judge the situation. Rue can do whatever he want to do. Already. Because the bottom line is you're putting out your own salvation. He held to the same standard that you and I held to. And when you get before God, he's going to be before everybody else the same way. So my man got the right to whatever he want to do. I see how I'm saying. He's not human. Christ's not human and divine. He's human. So he can do whatever he want to do. Okay. In moderation. So we doing this. Let me jump in there real quick, Dorian, because we doing this. Since we ate, so let's just remember this. We was gonna touch on 9 points based off of Neely Fuller, right? Mm-hmm. One of them was religion, right? Mm-hmm. So we're going to make this the religion moment. We're touching this right now. Yeah. So we ain't got to come back to this after we touch the other points. We're touching the religion. It organically happened like that, so let's roll with it. So we're touching the religion point, so let's bang.
Before we go to religion, Dorian, 1 second. Before we go to religion, Dorian, after Dorian speak, I want TC to put his final thought on the Ice Cube, well, the unity thing. Then you, Dorian, again. Then I'll do it, and then Rob kick us back off. Go ahead, Dorian, please.
What I think about in terms of religion and in terms of black empowerment, any religion, anything that you are involved in, if it doesn't empower you, you ain't supposed to, you're supposed to use your religion to empower you, not empower your religion. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to be empowered by what you read to go out and push an agenda, not be sold out to just
structure.
That's what I believe. Anything you do politically, socially, economically, it should be all about empowerment. And if it's not empowering you, then it ain't doing nothing good for you no way. You need to put it to the side anyway. That's just my thought on religion.
TC, I'm sorry for doing your job, Rob. I'm sorry, but you inspired me when you said what you said. TC, close out the whole Ice Cube, Roland Martin thing, then back to Dirty and me, then Rob. Rob, he can take back the wheel of the car, so to speak.
Y'all good, man. We just talking, man. Right. The Roland Martin thing, to me, I feel just like when he did to his short, he did like y'all. So I agree with that. I don't know the man mentioned, but his form of questioning was shady to me. So with the Ice Cube thing to me, even with the Umar Johnson thing, it's like the stuff this man is saying, his mission and what he wants, and all it takes is a certain opinion, and all, like Bob brought it up, dude dude said, Shorty said, listen to Umar Johnson, right? Is why he did the school.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, inspired.
That's what I mean, man. That's why I like Shorty. Cause okay, first of all, to me, dude ain't supposed to be a pastor, no stuff anyway. But he made some backs up to his step, like we all have, Omar. But I'm glad that brother still listened to the message. I'm glad that brother still listened to something about that man, what he's saying. Because whenever it's a got you moment, look at even did Martin Luther King. Now they bring up a movie about all the women he didn't did. Like, what? It's always trying to be a gotcha moment. When we got people putting us on the right path, they want to bring up this. Well, look, he said this like 4 years ago, so you supposed to say, well, my value, Dr. Martin Luther King, because y'all want to bring up. It's like that to me. It's like, why do we, when our people like Umar Johnson or even Ice Cube, why he had to take all that heat? If you listen to what he was talking about, now he could have said it different. Okay, he should have been okay, but to like kick him out of what we used to hear about Q the Coon. It's like everything he was saying he wanted didn't sound coolish to me. Everything he was trying to get done for us, Ice Cube.
A bunch of people call him a coon. A bunch of people call him a coon.
We like, man, you talking about all I ain't saying you just talking about in general. You just talking about in like, general. Man, this is Mr. Fuck the Police. How they gonna say this about him? Remember? Man, you had this conversation.
Right.
What I'm making is
Right.
all this he didn't represent it. And because of a misstep, or because of misquote, or because of procedural thing, his whole motive is checked, like in question. And to me, that's the big picture where it's hard.
That's what I don't like.
Us come together because I know, man, we all done misstep somewhere. So all of a sudden, Brian come up down the line and some say Brian did something, or Brian said this. Now me and Bob and Brother A supposed to sit back and be like, man, I don't know about Brian now. But hell no, okay, he said that, whatever. I don't know. We'll deal with that later. Brian's still Brian though, to me. Now, if he come and you put a quote out saying, man, I don't even like black people. I'm just doing this show because you know they different, Brian. You can't get caught saying no shit like that though.
I feel you.
What I'm saying though, if Brian one day on one show said this, and somebody didn't like it, okay, whatever. But look at Brian on. How can all your work, whatever you have done, get questioned over what someone perceived as what they would have did different, or what comes off as they don't sound too right? Like, so none of his work matters. And that's what I see goes on in our community with the kill thing. Even Shorty, Roland Martin sitting there talking about asking him all these questions about this, what the Republicans are doing. Kept asking him that because he put himself as a conservative. So now he put all the blame on the Republicans. Ask him, well, how can you? Is that okay they doing this? Like, you missing this man said he got a point. That's what I'm saying, man. And that's like that happens a lot amongst our community. It's like
that's why we're having this conversation. TC, that's why we're having this conversation. The reason why we're having the conversation because we're trying to figure out, for lack of a better term, how do we move forward collectively?
Sit all the clout chasers down. Sit all the secrets the fuck down. There's a lot of people in our community, the blood is like they see the sound of their voice. Everybody wants the credit. We need to find somebody that's really doing it for the cause. We don't care. This dude, I'm only saying this, but hey, Brian, come here. Brian told me. To me, you ain't gotta say, TC told me that joke. If that joke made you $1 million, go get it. Go get it. And I'll stay. I don't care. That don't mean nothing. The purpose was you a comedian, and you found something in what I said to make it go. I ain't that one. Wasn't that one where I say, hey man, well for me, he wouldn't even been funny. He's supposed to put me on because I gave him that joke. That's bullshit to me. That's bullshit to me, and we miss that. And I mean, amongst us, we need to get that out of us. What's that called? That's a deeper conversation. But it's like everybody wants their recognition and their props instead of sitting back and let them. If Bob do it, Joe Jackson, what do we do? Do it. Run talk. Run the show. I don't care if Bob talking 4 minutes than me. I
niggas just come together. So I supposed to be behind the scenes like, man, you know, Bob could have asked me to talk. I could have said something little. No! What the? Them people gotta go. Them people gotta go. Trying to get, everybody wants to take credit, I guess. Credit for what? Let's get this cracking. We all know what we did, so you doing it for credit, or you doing it, I don't feel you gotta bring my name up, Bob. I don't feel you gotta bring my name up, Brian, if you make a point. That ain't got that. If the point got out there, I know some comedians that say jokes and got a whole crowd of people laughing. I want them to give me my props for that joke. I want them to give me my props. No, I'm glad you. No, to me that's our problem. That's our problem. Everybody. At least our feelings though, ain't our feelings genuine though, TC? There's certain feelings we got to deal with as genuine. Certain things people do to make us feel a certain type of way for real. Regardless of whether or not it's wrong or right, it might, whether we got all the details or not. Because, I mean, think about it for a second. Let's make it like a little bit relatable. Let's just say make it relatable at least. Like, when me, you, and Brian was talking about how me and you, the thing we had, you know, with y'all, Jack, right? Right? We went through a set of emotions that at least you got to say is real. They were real emotions. You know, you was like, man, basically, I see my man out here doing this thing again, and I some type of way, right?
Dorian?
Yeah, I'm listening. And let me say this.
I ain't got it down pack.
Go ahead, bro.
Let
me say this. Bottom line is this.
Go ahead, Dorian.
Talk about the black community. Everybody ain't a part of the black community. You got some niggas that's in the black community that are against us. You got some niggas like Roland Martin that are paid Democrat shields that come in to take the energy off of what we really want and direct it someplace else. So everybody ain't part of the black community. Everybody ain't part of everybody ain't standing on what we want. And in terms of Q, when you go before coons like Roland Martin, you better have your information together. You better know what you're talking about. And if you don't know what you're talking about, you better bring somebody with you that do know what you're talking about and answer them hard questions that Roland's going to shoot you with them Democrat push questions and everything because he has an agenda. He's looking for a job, basically. You know where he's doing his show from? YouTube. Right. So the next looking for a job. So he's trying to get a job up under the Democrat Party. So what he's doing right now, he's pushing an agenda. He's going to ask some questions to make himself look good. So when he had the young brother on there, it wasn't about what the brother was doing. He had a focus and an agenda, and his agenda was an anti-black agenda, and he was pushing for those folks. And we know who those folks are. They are.
You can say, hey, Dorian. This just like Roland Martin. This is my joint. Me, Knox, and Rocker. You can say what you want to say.
Okay. But we just got to keep it 100, man. You got people amongst us, man.
Don't be breaking his rhythm no more.
No, I just wanted him to be comfortable. I wanted Dorian to get. I wanted that Dorian from the phone call the other day to be talking. He can talk like that.
Every nigga ain't kinfolk. You know what I'm saying? Everybody ain't with us. You know what I'm saying? So we have to basically single out the Negroes that ain't with us, and those are the ones who need to kick off the car. Basically, them niggas that ain't with us, and we know them niggas that ain't with us. The Roland Martins. What's that guy to be on the sports show and everything?
What's his name?
Huh?
What's his name again?
What's his name? What's that cat's name? He talks
Stephen A. Smith.
Stephen A. Smith. Stephen Cook.
Yeah!
That nigga gets out the car. Oh my God! Wow. On national TV, CNN, places like that. Them niggas ain't speaking for us. Those are paid shields. They getting paid. Them niggas ain't for us, so everybody ain't for us. You can't just take everybody and say, oh, this we gotta support this person because he's part of the black community. He made it look like
so let me ask you a question. Because we going somewhere, right? Okay, regardless of how y'all feel about how y'all feel, y'all actually feel that Stephen A. Smith.
Hold. Before we go there, I'm gonna hit the wrap it up button, then you can take us there. Hold it. Let me. Okay, go ahead. No, because that's going to take us to another place, TC. I'm going to say my piece and then I'm done. Okay. Before Rob take us there, I want to address my man Ivan. I want to address you. Look, my whole issue, I don't have an issue with Ice Cube. Now, I do have an issue with what he said, talking about he didn't know. Get all the way the hell out of here, Ice Cube, because you Ice Cube. You doper than that. No. You Ice Cube. Only reason you ain't getting in that pile that Dorian name is because you Ice Cube. Two, you right, TC. But the reason TC, I think you overlooking. I'm not gonna say what you're doing. I'm telling you what I think you're doing. I think you overlooking the pain of the community because of people like Reverend Jackson and other shady characters in the past have said, "Hey TC, I'm gonna give you this $1 million. Just back me." And then when they back you, TC still at the factory and he's sitting on the hill. So that's what make people like, ho. The last chump that came through talking about helping the brothers, he rich and I'm still broke. Or I'm still in the place I was. All I'm saying is, I agree with a lot of the things that you said, but this. I'm going to add Dorians, all skin folks ain't kin folks. And I'm going to add this to it. As Ivan said, we got to listen to the message, not the messenger. What I'm saying is this. I'm hearing your message, Ice Cube. But I know it's wolves in the grass waiting to get you. So, like me, I speak well for the internet. But if I really wanted to get this black empowerment thing, put it like this. If I wake up tomorrow and it's 100,000 people subscribed to Bill for this network, guess what I'm going to do? And they going to invite me on CNN. And guess what? At that point, I'm going to get on the phone with Minister Farrakhan. I'm going to get on the phone with Claude Anderson. I'm going to get on the phone with Boyce Watkins. And I'm going to say, they got me on this Zoom tomorrow. Where can we meet so we can all be on one screen and get there? Because they on there, oh, this dumbass nigga, he got a bachelor's. He ain't criminal. He got a bachelor's in criminal justice. He don't know what we talking about. And then I'm going to go, yeah, it's me, HRap B. Yeah. Or you know what the first thing I'm going to say? You know HRap B in jail. You know the real HRap Brown in jail for killing a cop. And you know what I'm going to say? You're right. But it's also a dude who confessed to killing that cop and the government illegally holding him. But since you want to talk history, allow me to introduce you to him. And then they're going to go, oh, you ain't supposed, we thought we had you. No, you didn't. I brought my big brothers with me. See, we, at our age, we ain't in the fight no more. Me, you, Ice Cube, TC, Dorian, we ain't fighting no more. You know what we doing? We generals. We advising. We go, young brother, King Randall, this is what they gonna get you with. And I need you to hook up with Boyce, and I need you to hook up with Anderson, both the good doctors, so the next time when Sean Hannity had you on your show, he think he got you, I'm already educated you. I just wanted Ice Cube not to get screwed. Yeah, I'm disappointed that you talking on Shannon Sharp like when they handed you that Friday check, they handed us all one. No. You knew we were struggling. So just say, hey, man, all Cube had to say to satisfy me was, you know what, man? I had faith in people who were supposed to do their job, and they didn't. So now I'm going to try. Because I know he educated because his points are from Boyce. His points are from Claude. His points are... Huh? No, he didn't. No, he did not. No.
He did, but we didn't. We wanted to receive it in a certain type of way. No, that's what he did. No, what the brother's saying is that if you're gonna go before them folks, you gotta have all the answers already. You gotta have all the answers. You can't go on there with 90% of the answers, 95% of the answers to their questions. You gotta know 100% of their answers to those questions. Or you're gonna look like a fool. And you're gonna make everything that you're trying to push look watered down and looks dumb, basically. So you better go when you go on those platforms, you better know what you're talking about. Because they're gonna challenge you. You know what I'm saying? So that's just the bottom line.
Okay. That might be true. Hey, that might be true, Dorian, but check this out. If he do look like a fool, right?
Yeah.
What?
That lessens his message. No, that lessens his message. It go from.
You ain't got all that stuff down. Take somebody with you. But he at least got us though, right?
But he needs to get all of us.
Right? We gonna support him, but have your stuff correct. Have your ducks in a row when you go.
As I stated, Rob, let me interrupt you.
I agree.
As
you gotta have your ducks in a row. But he always know that he can fall back on us.
But it ain't but you also know it's a bunch of people in us waiting to doubt him. So to remove all possibility of doubt, be as educated as possible. Malcolm X didn't show up at that podium saying, I think the most honorable Elijah Muhammad said this. Malcolm, in 1956, when Dr. King stood on the steps of the Capitol for the first march on Washington, he didn't step up there and say, it's kinda. He stepped up there and said, this is what it is. Because guess what? Ralph Abernathy and that Christian leadership group that pushed him in front, they said, we got it, but you the one to talk. You're the orator. Like me, give you a perfect example. My light busted. So it looked like I'm talking to y'all in the fucking cave. I'm bogus. Next week, it won't be that. Tuesday is not going to be that way. I'm bogus. I'm bogus as hell. But, hey, I couldn't say, hey, we got to come on at 11 and we got people lined up at 10. So I had to deal with it. But next week, Tuesday, I'm going to be sitting here with the sun behind me. That's all I'm saying, Rob. Because guess what, Rob? It's somebody who tuned in for the first time that said, dude, them cool, but what's with the dark dude in the corner? Is he doing this from under his bed? He trifling. You can't do it that way. Or I will lose listeners.
You know what type of logic I'm listening to in our adulthood? Martin Luther King message was garbage.
Huh?
Right? I'm hearing murmuring like Martin Luther King. I mean, I'm talking about from our men.
But you do understand people saying that 60 years ago too.
Okay, talking about like Martin Luther King, man.
60% of the black people in America did not like Dr. King the day he died.
And these, say that again, Brian, I missed
60% of black America the day he died did not like MLK. Nothing has changed, Rob. When Malcolm X died, 70% of black America did not like him. So nothing has changed.
That's my point. With that young boy, that 21-year-old boy, said the most profound thing coming from the perfect time. But he said he had the perfect time right now. It's like there's more than one part of the anatomy. Period.
You're confusing me, Rob.
We've been exposed. The elbow is going through something my kneecap ain't ever went through. You know what I'm saying? My areolas smell totally different from, my chin. They smell different. They going through some things that's a little different. You know what I'm saying? So my point is, we got that part right there. We got to be able to make our mind up to listen for understanding. We got to be more committed to listen for understanding about where a person's exposure is coming from first. Hey, get back before we even put an opinion on what. Bob, it's like you went off. You get to that point. You stopped and let Brian say that to say that you came back different. Get back to the point. I want to see where you're going when you said the message of Martin King for men is bullshit. I said a lot of people are pitching that. A lot of people are pitching the message of Martin Luther King is that. But we don't look at him as a part of the anatomy of the body. Everything in his exposure made him different from his view of his exposure. We the only ones that jump off message. Everybody else stay together no matter they protect they wow, that's just Billy over there. That's just what's the name Jeffrey Dahmer. Oh, that's just little Jeff. I mean, little dude was in the backyard killing animals. And that's just little Jeff. I'm saying we don't We always gotta make. I mean, we some smart individuals. I mean, we some kings. We are not easily deceived or none of that. But we will crucify ourselves to death. We are loyal and faithful to going to the Chinese restaurants. We are loyal and faithful. We do not make them check they credentials. We don't check their credentials. And then we give them our money. We give them our money. We don't check their credentials. We don't follow them up. And then we gonna come and tell us, you know, Q should have had somebody with him. He gotta sit in the car. Yeah, he should have had somebody with him. You don't make them Chinese people you give your money sit in the car. At the beauty supply house, you don't make them sit in the car. You don't even question them. You just give them your bread and you love giving it to them because you needed them socks.
Because them Asians,
right?
They ain't speaking for us. Them Asians don't give a rat's behind about us. So we ain't gonna hold them to the same standard as we hold brothers out here that's quote unquote speaking for the black community. We gotta hold you to a certain standard because what's at stake is not only our situation right now, but the next generation's situation, the generation after that. So we gotta hold you to a certain standard. You can't say, you gotta make sure what you're saying to the public is on point and straight up without any kind of flaws, any kind of backpedaling or anything like that. You gotta make sure what you're saying is on point. So with them Asians, we gotta treat them like they enemies. 100. They ain't a part of our group. They ain't part of our kinfolk. They are our stars. So I'm gonna treat them like they enemies, but I'm gonna treat people that's speaking for me. I'm gonna love you, but I'm gonna hold you to a certain standard. You can't say you speak for me and then say whatever you want to say. You gotta make sure what you're saying is on point. But bottom line is, like I said on Friday, we gotta have the reason why we got a lot of coons running around here, man, because we don't have an ability to check these individuals, put these individuals in check and harm them when they talk out of line about black folks and what our agenda is. We need to be able to take them Negroes and put them in check hard. Cancel them. You know what I'm saying? You got to. And when you develop a way of dealing with these Negroes that speak out of line, that don't have our best interests in the forefront, then the better off we'll be. Because then they'll know. If I say this off code.
Only thing I would disagree with that. Only thing I would disagree with that about is because we are living in an emulated culture, and you expect everybody, because we living in an emulated culture, that philosophy has got to be a culture that was reared up together. It cannot be. You cannot take everybody's exposure and say, well, you ain't speaking for me, eliminate you. Because you can't even backtrack their exposure. You don't know. I think that's a part of what you call white supremacy. That's a part of white supremacy that was very effective in having you not understand, have you in a position where you have to emulate the culture of the day, which is capitalism and whatever came from the heart of that culture. Like, this country was formed off of thievery, murder, and everything else. So they found a way to conceal their heart, right? But what's in the heart is gonna come out, right? And it's coming out in ways where other races of people that's on this soil is emulating what's in the heart. They not the powers of be, but we emulate. So we can't be so quick to go pulling the trigger.
Why not?
We recognize this brother.
Why not?
What you call?
Why not?
Because we gotta at least attempt to show them.
Nah, you showed me.
What they're emulating.
You know what? You know what? 1 second, Dory. I'm gonna tell you what my grandfather used to tell me. Right. Fuck that. You know what you tell somebody with 2 black eyes?
This why Detroit's so ruthless. Detroit is ruthless.
No.
Chicago ruthless.
No. Just like my grandfather used to say, what can you tell somebody with 2 black eyes? Nothing. They've been told twice. No, see? No disrespect, Rob, but that's the problem, man. No disrespect, Rob, but that's the problem. We keep giving people chance See, you talking about a mistake. You can make a billion mistakes, but when you talking against the get down, you got to go.
But see,
I ain't disputing that. Just get.
but see,
It's
gotta
just a
fix
fact.
that though. We gotta find a way, cause I agree. I understand. First of all, Ivan, Dawkins, Okie dokie. He said, TC, you have a gotcha moment for pastors, apparently. I just want to repeat that. That's what I've been laughing at when you was talking, though. It wasn't you. That little comment right there had me laughing. But that's like, think about it, y'all. They know, like what Bob said, they got the country thievery, killing, murder, all that. Then they put out here, we better not do it. So, if we go on here, we got to find another way. I agree with like getting rid of those type of people in our community that's going against the movement.
You ain't got to kill them.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
You can ostracize them.
Because then if you do that gives them the power to come and just destroy the whole movement because we are murderers now.
Allow me to speak for Dorian. Allow me to speak for Dorian, and Dorian interrupt if I get you wrong. I think me and Dorian on the same page. See, we actually listen to Candace Owens. See, this bro crazy. We actually pay attention to Roland Martin. We listen to Stephen A. We listen to all these clowns, and then we come have conversations. Man, I was watching the Scooby-Doo show, and no. If we give them no airtime, then they got to get another coon, because people stop listening. He's a jackass and a coon. He's an ass-licking coon.
He's a coon. Only person he break bad on is black folks.
Thank you. And hey, Dorian, I told my brother TC 7 days ago, I give you to Wednesday. TC, what happened Wednesday? He broke bad on the brother Josh Gordon.
It's in him, man. It's in his makeup.
But let me finish my point. And basically, we have to stop giving these bootlickers, dude, people like Stephen A, because he speak like he from the street, and he wears a suit, and he used the same 8 big words every week. He needs to turn the page on the thesaurus, bro. You get some more big words. Yeah, he works. But where we go wrong with these people is we give them the airtime. When you stop giving people, when the black community say, you know what, whatever, they go get another coon. Stacey Dash is the proof positive of what I'm saying. Because when Stacey Dash, when we stop saying, man, screw her. When she stopped being a talking point, they got rid of her. So get rid of these coons.
Yeah. I'm still waiting on that.
We can't keep talking about this, talking about what make people the way they are. That's why I always talk about exposure.
Get rid of
them. Economics. We talk about influence. We talk about everything we emulate.
This is what I'm talking about. I want this to be talked about right quick, because I still want Dorian, and I still need Brian to help me out. So y'all saying my man Stephen A is a dual agent?
No, he's not a dual agent. He's a coon. He's on that side. He ain't got nothing to do with this side. Look. You see how bright y'all show it? You see how bright y'all are? He me.
That nigga
all 3 of y'all talking at one time.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, but Stephen A, he ain't trying to be no dual agent. He one agent.
So I got a question. Help me out there. I mean, we going off. I don't know what.
Let me tell you what happened. Let me tell you what happened with Stephen A. When Stephen A had his first show, remember when he had his first show?
Yeah.
He said something bad about white women and got that show shut down. Stephen A said after that, he never broke bad on nobody white at all. Only thing he been doing is putting his heel to black folks.
Wow. That's crazy. Y'all say that because y'all wrong. But it's cool.
Oh, I'm wrong?
It ain't gonna turn into that. We'll keep on the subject, but see, y'all missing something. And I'm trying to get there, but every time I go, cool, throw it away. Y'all don't. So, now, the first show, you said something about a white woman, you said?
Something about a white woman.
No, that's not right, bro. That's not right. I follow. They after him because he was too black. They took it off his first show. Let's be real.
Didn't he get some weeks off? Didn't he get some weeks off for saying something about a white?
Man, that was recently. I'm saying his first show he put on with Stephen A. We had Iverson to back then. They took it off the air
when he got them weeks off, a couple of days, weeks or whatever off.
That was recently.
They shook that nigga's cage.
So that's when he became the phone then. That's when he became. Because y'all say he don't say nothing about white. Y'all don't hear what he said about Brett Favre.
They pulled the nigga coon card and told the nigga.
I'm just saying. Y'all don't hear what he said about Brett Favre. Y'all don't hear that?
What did he say about Brett Favre?
I don't watch the nigga, so I don't know what he said.
I know. I can tell. I don't know what he did. I'm just saying when y'all say he don't talk about, it's plenty of white Jerry Jones. It's plenty of white people he called out on that show, especially when they went with the movement. That's what I'm saying. Now Jason Whitlock is different. I understand him. But
Yeah,
he's a cool. I don't even call nobody cool. Jason Whitlock. Let me get my point. Listen for a minute, shit. How the hell he is supposed to, that's what I'm asking for the dual agent side. The man that can do all this money for HBCUs, the man doing all that, that's real. I guess Stephen A. I'm saying it's the cool, he dual agent. Because when he always said the black man ain't getting hired right, the NFL do this with the black, it ain't right. I'm speaking up on that. I'm tired of my butt. He once said, I see Nash get a job. When the brothers first come in, he get bum team. White boy come in, he get this. Steve Kerr got Golden State. Nash got Brooklyn. So, he a dual agent?
HBCUs don't mean nothing, brother. You got white
ass. Okay, what about him? He the only person I really seen on air say when a brother get a job in the NBA, he get the weak team, the building teams, he get 3 years and he gone, he never goes again. But Steve Nash never had no history. He come in and get the Brooklyn Nets. Kerr didn't do nothing. He come in and get Golden State. He the one said they blackballing Mark Jackson. So help me out. Is he a dual agent? Because why is he exposing? He's saying things on our behalf. Or that's just a joke? That's a front, y'all think?
I'm a sports guy, so I don't watch the nigga like that.
That's a joke? That's a front?
When the nigga say something bad about black folks, I catch what the nigga saying when he's saying something bad.
I mean, Josh, you know what? Go ahead, bro. Let Brian get in there. Man. Josh Gordon got caught 8 times. I'm gonna say this for real, man. You can't say he got a problem.
He didn't say that. He didn't say he had a problem.
He did it after motherfucker thing. Josh Gordon 8 times is suspended for drugs over and over. You can't say nothing about him.
I don't know. I don't follow sports like that.
Go ahead, Brian. Go ahead, Brian. What's your point?
First of all, Stephen A. only swing at low-hanging fruit. Of course, you can say something about Jerry Jones because Jerry Jones was doing something that the whole country was mad at. Of course, you can speak up for HBCUs because who's going to say, that's like me going on TV talking about, I'm a women's rights activist. You shouldn't whip no women ass. Who going to disagree with me? Who on the other side of that? Who on the other side of Jerry Jones, you wrong for threatening people's job? Who going to step up and say, no, niggas need to shut up? Who gonna say that? Anybody can speak up for these topics that there's no pushback on. And in regards to the Josh Gordon thing, I don't have no problem with you saying, man, Josh got a problem. But for him to disrespect that man and talk about this man has an addiction. It has been diagnosed as a disease. Millions of people fight with addiction every day. Alcohol addiction, food addiction, and all other kinds of addiction. This is something that's going on in your mind and your soul. For him to say he quit on the Patriots, he quit on the Cleveland Browns, he quit on Seattle, fuck those teams. I'm worried about Josh. For him to say he quit on somebody because his life is in shambles, fuck you, Stephen A. And I ain't trying to hear none of that shit he talking. He talk like a dog and walk like a cat. This is a dude that set his black ass on TV the same day Josh Gordon got suspended for smoking marijuana, back when he first got suspended, before we knew he had a real drug problem. Wes Welker gets suspended for Molly, and he say Josh Gordon is stupid. He ruining his life, and Wes Welker, who was using Molly, was trying to get up with the honeys. How am I gonna be mad at you for getting up with the honeys? Hey man, a narcotic versus marijuana.
Man, see, you don't watch the sports shows.
Hey.
I used to.
Real quick, now get out the way. No, I don't agree. No, alcoholism. That's not an addiction. That's not a sickness, a disease. That's not a disease. That's not a disease. That's a choice.
So you think people wake up every morning and choose to fuck their life up?
That you have no control over. It ain't no thing you keep choosing. You choose. Every morning you wake up, you're not an alcoholic. There ain't no alcoholic until you decide to drink. That's all I'm saying. Now I'll shut up. That's all I'm saying. I'm at this time people calling that like a disease. That's not a disease. Alcoholism, gluttony, them are not diseases.
No, it's
Them
not.
choices.
Lack of willpower. You should look at that shit like that. I know I can look at that shit. I would do that, Bob. But Brian, Hey, George, you still can have your opinion. I'm not trying to change your mind, brother, about Stephen A. You got right shit. But look, watch this.
God couldn't change my mind about Stephen A.
You don't have to. I don't want nobody to change their mind, but at least get more context of what you're saying.
And before you think I don't watch the show, I used to watch the show up until 4 years ago religiously. I used to have it on my DVR and watch it in the evening. So it's not that I don't watch it. I've watched enough.
Hey, though, it came a long way than 4 years ago. It's like, on the real, like Stephen A., the brother that wouldn't turn, lost his job, and lost his show and all that because he wouldn't give up information on Iverson.
How is that going to... Hold on. How is that going to affect his employment?
All documented, man. They when he was writing that paper, they wanted that because he was real close to Iverson. He wouldn't talk about that stuff. He wouldn't do it. So I'm still waiting to see because you know, like man, Josh Gordon, man, let's be real for a minute. I don't agree with what Josh Gordon is doing.
Why you ain't saying it on the show?
Huh?
Why you ain't shitting on him on here?
Oh.
Why you not shitting on Josh Gordon right now?
For what?
Exactly. He does.
When this topic come up, how do you feel? You ask how I feel about Josh Gordon. I'm not gonna shit on him, but like that motherfucker shouldn't be playing NFL. You ask me. That was like 9 times. Like goddamn, man. I mean, how many times you gonna get? That's just how I feel about that. That's a choice, man. Think about it. People, we're putting some.
So let's run part 2 of this conversation back next week.
Well, go to the next topic then.
Who Bob talking to?
No, what I was saying was, I mean, I think we did a good, foundation setting up the question where we don't have to lose the subject for the rest of those bullet points. I really want to hear our thought processes on those bullet points because it's important that we do formulate some type of coalition of understanding. Moving forward, regardless of what our views on the subject.
I'm just laughing at Brian.
I don't want to be on Dory and wrong side. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be like get rid of dude. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to say the wrong thing. I want to be getting rid of.
Hey man, if you're against the Black Empowerment movement, man, and you speaking against us, and you making moves against us, you over there.
Yeah, real talk.
In fact, you're an enemy.
Exactly.
You're an enemy. And anything that we're trying to do, you're an enemy. It's like you got a batch of grapes or whatever. You want to make some grape juice, and somebody take a cigarette and throw in that batch or whatever. You have messed up the whole doggone batch because you let one little cigarette go in. Apples or whatever. You let one little cigarette go in there, that's it. It's all jacked up. You got to toss it all away. So you got some dead weight. What you do with dead weight? You get rid of it.
Hey Brian, I want your opinion. Brian, don't wait to get to it. I ain't nothing about the 9-part thing, I'm talking y'all off the air about all that. I'm tired of all these I ain't knows. But I think about that dude who's married, who got what's the Darren Jackson dude? Darren Jackson. I really wanted to know I wanted to hear Bob really and Brian take on that. You know what I'm saying? I just want to know about the dude. What's
Brian, I'll let you if you got something on it.
I'm glad he took down and I'm glad they taking his ass down. He a fucking hypocrite and he getting what he deserved. You know how many relationships that dude was probably ruined with that bullshit he on air talking about every week. You can't like a pretty girl picture on Facebook because that's cheap, and you got these numbskulls following up behind him. You want to set up some perfect image of yourself that you do no wrong, and you are the most righteous, virtuous man in the world, and we find out you are the worst of the worst. Because, by the way, this girl has come out recently and said one of those videos that he recorded in his car, probably on his way home from some side chick house, he was leaving her house as he recorded the video. So he is the Stephen A. Smith of that world. He is destroying people's lives from the inside out. He's a clown, and Dorian got the situations mixed up. You're right. Quite frankly, he got put out of there. They banished his ass from the network, but he came back, and as Dorian said, all he said on that show was, "Look, it's wrong to whoop on women. These dudes bogus. They tripping. Yada yada yada." But let's not forget, some of these women are provoking these men into acts of violence, and ever since then, he has literally pulled out his ass, set it on that desk, and anytime somebody say black man, he picks up his ass and wipes it with that black man's name.
I'm glad to know check this out there. How y'all feel about Shannon Sharp?
Who?
Shannon Sharp.
I love Shannon Sharp.
Hold on. Let me answer the other question.
Oh, damn.
I ain't getting a chance to answer what I thought. Mine is short and sweet. If whatever female, I don't care if it's your sister, your mama, anybody except dude back in there, I'm with you, Dorian. Get rid of them because they are not what I call. So, I better not catch your mama or your sister or my one of them. Go with your philosophy, Dorian, because anybody who philosophy that is filtering through our people like that does not mean our people well. Right?
When I saw that, it was so funny to me, man, because it's a perfect example how we want to be following people. He want to go to TV and say anything, and people follow him. And then we found out he following that everybody mad at him. Like, wait a minute. Let me get so right.
And he's still lying to him. He lied to him. He talking himself in third person. Like, because they say this guy did this, right? Okay, this is what they say. This guy did this. They say the guy pulled his pants down and went to town. Okay, whether he did that or not, I'm like, man.
It was so funny to me, man, because the women.
Hypocrite. Nigga, hypocrite.
But again, though,
my wife showed me
that type of stuff.
That's funny.
My wife showed me videos of him back in the day. I was like, watch that nigga. Watch what happened. Any nigga talk absolutes like that, like he the bomb, he got it going on, and he just the Pied Piper for all these little dumb, little dusty little chicks that they think he's just a man. He the little Pied Piper for them. I said, why?
Good ones on this team. Why does the dusty one?
He gonna be found out. He got some skeletons. They just ain't found them yet.
But the point I'm making is this, Bob. When it's all said and done, he's so bogus because I saw the videos where he was talking about other men that cheated. They got like when he talking about Kevin Hart, he was talking about all them telling people got to cut their dang off. They supposed to get eat. This man said that they were his help. It was like not to see his face, man. It was a joy. I ain't gonna lie. When I found that out, about because dude had everybody. He came up on shitting on brothers. For real. On me and P, he came up. So when he came out I think it was wrong how they did his wife, how she looked. Yeah, to me she's slow, but it is what it is. When I saw that man sitting there talking, it was so funny. And the funny thing to me was though, ain't nobody get mad at Jada. To me, Jada worse than dude. Jada Pinkett is worse than dude. To me.
No doubt.
What's the comedian name? Steve Harvey. That nigga Steve Harvey 2.0.
But that get missed, and that's the point I'm making.
That nigga
Jada Pinkett was a comedy when she did that worst shit in the world. Fucking her boy, her son, friend. She admit he was always kicking it with her son performing. Married to Will Smith. Now, whatever they do behind closed doors, they say they want to say. But when she pulled that man to that interview, and how she made a phrase of being a hoe, and I don't hear nobody picking side of Jada like that. Then his brother come out phony too. Jada was phony. Jada talked like she was all one in love and spirit, and she'll never be. She didn't change. She talked that fuck shit too. It helped her career. She put a fake ass image out here. Yeah. But she ain't get treated like that, brother. So until they say something about Jada, leave Derek alone. Goddammit. He ain't did shit that Jada ain't do. Brother do it, it's a whole different ball game. Yeah. Everybody said, fuck that man. He ain't shit. He lied to people. And that Jada, he can sit up here.
That nigga broke camp. I don't care. That nigga broke camp.
He broke it.
He broke
Jada was worse. Jada was worse.
And then made money off of him too. That nigga broke camp. Hey.
They make money. Well, her family, they had a whole little show. Like, they just good old family, old wholesome Jada. Little we know she over. Little we know. We comfortable. Hers was, why he can't have an entanglement? He just had an entanglement. That's it. Why he can't have an entanglement?
He been having entanglements on the low. Just ain't been with a female perspective.
Check this out, man. Hey, go ahead, plug your YouTube channel, HRap.
Well, everybody knows, just go to youtube.com and pull up the End of the Bench, THAENDOFDABENCH. I used to say check for my logo, but I'm in the midst of changing that logo. So just if you see TEDO, the End of the Bench, TEDOBODB. Subscribe, like, share, tell a friend to tune in. I'm on here all the time. Hell, from Saturday to Tuesday, you'll see me on here.
There's so many topics. Go ahead, man. It's crazy. I can't wait. I gotta say one thing. Hold on.
Sunday night.
I got to say one more thing, man, because this shit is real to me. We were trying to come together, but then you watch, like Corey Holcomb and we talked about last week, and they shows, the other shows, stuff like that. Motherfuckers, it's gonna be hard, John. It's gonna be hard. Go ahead, Dory, do your thing, man. We got shots to see it. Oh, okay.
You see that, Dory?
I do, Paul. I read it. I read that. See, the way your women look is a reflection. You can read that book.
They want you to show your shirt off, Dory.
Women look is a reflection of your income. Am I right?
That's on the fact that says you must be broke.
Hey, Dory, I'm gonna single you out. Hold your shirt up so the people can see it. 1 second. All right, we back.
So Derek's wife had that, had a thing gonna look real bad at the interview when she was sitting there. They had that interview together. Yeah. But he got money on her. He made a lot of money off the internet doing that stuff, though.
That's why I say he getting what he deserves. Screw him.
Yeah.
He need to get punched in his face several hundred times.
Like you were saying, I'm just trying to prevent I'm just trying to predict the moment where your boy Corey Holcomb and his partner, man, threw elbowed comedian on the show.
Zoe Williams.
Yeah, Zoe. I'm just trying to prevent those moments amongst us. You know what I'm saying? I think that could have been a boy.
You know what, man? I'm one of the few people in the world that think Zoe should have punched him a couple times.
Zoe should have what?
He should have punched him. That dude, Harry Spears, that dude was on there being mad disrespectful. Zoe should have whipped him. I wouldn't have been mad if Zoe would have introduced him to hand and feet. Now I wish. Yeah, he called Darlene a B. He talked and Zoe asked him politely, man, stop touching me, man. Knock it off. Now, did Zoe overreact? Yes, he did. But, hey, man, it's the line in the sand. If I was somewhere and TC said, hey, man, stop touching me. If I kept touching him, guess what's going to happen? That's what I'm going to be doing. Hey, man. Now, in regards to how Corey handled it with Zoe, yeah, I totally agree with you, Bob. I wish that would have never happened because I think that show will never be. That is still one of my favorite shows on air. But I don't think it'll ever be the same now, unless Zoe found it in his heart to come back.
No, I still love the show, man.
Yeah, I still love the show. I'm just saying it ain't the same, man, without Zoe there.
It's just something that Corey said to him. Corey shouldn't have said. Corey Holcomb should not have said
because you're smart.
You my weakest link.
You my weakest link. You know why
you said? I don't care what we go through, man. We can get mad at each other. NTC can't never look at each other and say, you my weakest link.
Right.
But you know what he said?
That'll change us.
But you know why he said that? Why he said, Dory? He said he called him the weakest link because of what went on with him and Spears.
Yeah.
That's why he called him the weakest link. He said he don't have Negroes up under him that react like that.
Yep.
Towards niggas like that. So that's why he said, this nigga is you the weakest link. You the weakest nigga around me. Because I don't have niggas like that around me. Yep. That let somebody set me off like that. That's why he called him the weakest link.
No, he said what Dorian said months ago. Hell, it might even been a couple years ago. He said that. He might have said that maybe 2 years ago.
Yeah, he said it again too.
Yeah. Yeah, but so it's just.
And then he told him, you the smart nigga basically. You know what I'm saying? I just got you around you because you around. I got you around because you smart.
Yeah.
But that's like if you got a team,
be the same. That can't be the same, man.
I love saying that. I love the show even with the new guys.
Categorize them.
Huh?
One thing you ain't supposed to do, man, with your mans, you're not supposed to if y'all real guys, you're not gonna put them in no box. Let him know. You in the category that I control.
Much love, Ivan.
You know what I'm saying? Huh?
Not to say what's up to Ivan. He said, great show. He out of here. Much respect. So I said, much respect, Ivan.
I have one of the brothers that do the show with me tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's all. I'm
just saying, you can't put nobody in no category that you can control. Hey, Dory, man. Only reason why you on here, man, because you from Detroit.
But check this out, though. What happened was...
I'm on the air right now, AT. I'm going to call you in about 15 minutes.
Corey told Zoe,
all right.
Man, I'm not going to let this break up our friendship or whatever. And Zoe was like, yeah, it had already happened. So Corey was like, okay, well, let it be down then. Here we go. It's on then. So I ain't got to hold no punches now. Since you ain't told me to flash them through with, let's just go ahead and just get it on out there. You know what I'm saying? So the gloves was off at that point.
Yep.
So, but before then, had he not said that, not responded to like that to Corey would have never said anything. I don't think he would have never said anything like that to Zoe, because Zoe was still his man. Although they was arguing and fighting and whatnot, that was still his man. I don't like how Zoe took Homeboy's side. The other comedian.
Jeff Brown.
No, not Jeff Brown. The gangster comedian. It said he was a gangster. He never slept around with his wife and all that stuff.
You know what? I don't think he was taking his side, Dorian. I think he didn't want what's his name? Oh shit, Alpha Man. That's what you're talking about. He didn't want Ray Grady and Corey to fall out. I think his mission was to make peace between them. And again, as Bob stated, Corey should have cussed out Zoe off air.
Yeah.
And Zoe should approach Corey with that off air. Because when the fight first started, Corey came on air, he did just like this. He like we all here now. He did just like this. Y'all can see me, but I can't see y'all. And he cussed Ray Grady out. And then as the show started, Darlene and Zoe came back. He should have said, you know what? I'm gonna let you do that, Corey. But after the show, hey man, hey Bob, you shouldn't have been talking like that about TC. I know y'all mad at each other right now, but don't do that on air, bro. I done said this before, and I'm not trying to tell you how to run your show, but don't check TC on air no more like that. That's what, if both of them would have taken their own advice, off air altercations, that show will be, it's 95% right now if you ask me. It'll still be at 150. That's just me.
I feel that he took his side because like Corey said, he said, man, I called Ray Grady up and I talked to him like a man, try to squash it and everything. Ray Grady took it and ran with it to the public to a certain degree.
Earthquake show. It wasn't no certain degree. You right. He went to Earthquake show with it.
And ran with it and then talked about Corey's son.
Yeah.
So that was, that right there, that was like,
yeah.
It's on. You know what I'm saying? So that's how it got like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't think Zoe should have, at that point when Grady did that, Zoe should have been like, yo, you know, you're my man and everything. I'm just going to be neutral. I'm just going to throw my hands up and everything. You ain't try to make it right with old boy. Old boy still doing this. I'm out of it. You know,
I can feel that, Dorian. I can feel that.
You know,
but I'm like the rest of everybody here who love 5150, man. I just wish, I wish God moved Corey, because they allegedly are friends. I've heard Zoe promote Corey on his show since the fight, and I've heard Corey promote Zoe. I just wish the universe, God, Allah, whoever you pray to, or whatever the situation is, bring them brothers back, because together they was like Shaq and Kobe, man. They was unstoppable.
They'll be back together, man. It's gonna be a little while, though. It's gonna be a little while. You know what I'm saying? Let things move over. And I think they'll be back. He'll be back on the show. Wait about a year and a half or so. He'll be back.
I hope you're right, Dorian. Because I love that show, man. Those dudes. Man, Corey.
Back on that show.
Huh?
I won't go back.
That's what Zoe said on Craig. Do y'all watch Craig Facts?
No, I watch Craig Facts.
Zoe said he'll never go back on Craig Facts. Hey, TC.
He said that?
Yep. But that was before they squashed the beef too. Because remember, Corey was on Tuesday, Zoe was on Thursday. They might have squashed the beef Monday.
All I know, there's no way I'll go back to Joe Jackson.
I can feel you with.
I won't come back on this show. There's no.
You the weakest link, TC. You the smart guy.
No. That's the lack of self-esteem. You know what I'm saying? If you say TC, we only here because you. Okay, it is what it is. I'm here. You know what I'm saying? So. Oh man, y'all wrong because y'all got me over here only because I'm hood with it. I don't give a fuck.
No, you the smart guy. You the weakest link. That's why we got you on here.
See, in real life, if you know who you are, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm the weakest link, then we gonna own this show. We gonna see how we get in. We gonna talk our shit. I'm gonna show you.
You're just the smart guy, brother. Stop trying to look tough with your glasses.
Bob put me on. You sent me the video.
Hey, look.
I never watched the show.
You the only one with glasses. You the smart guy. Stop trying to look.
I'm the one that got down last night, so I don't want some of your show looking wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Hey man, this your show, brother. This your show.
I was in my zone with my mama this morning, get toe off, you know, with my mama. But let's be real for a minute, man. It's like, like seriously though, when it comes to that Zoe thing, man, when Bob sent me that video, he asked my opinion. I didn't know none of the facts about that dude. I knew about Corey Holcomb, who he was. When I listened to it, I told Bob, like,
on some chick logic.
Right.
Women argue like that, man.
Right.
You didn't do this for me. But
That's what I say. That's all. So we call him a weak link, because nigga, you was weak link.
Very, very weak.
You should never go on that show again. That's what the Corey did. But because you got exposed as a soft ass man. He look like a soft man. I don't know how he is in real life. I'm not saying he is. But that video you showed me when they was up there, that dude right there, yeah, he gotta go. He gotta go. He was weak. He seemed like he had a jealousy bone in him. He seemed like he never promoted anything I do. He never promoted anything I do.
Wait a minute.
Right.
Wait a minute. Hey, TC, you ain't gonna get this. Dorian and Bob gonna get this. TC, go deeper. No, that's what Zoe be saying. When you get on the road, he'll say, go deeper.
Oh, wow. I'm just saying, he look real bad. I don't know him. I'm not saying he's a good dude. I have never heard of that man until you see me that video. So my whole thing was like, man, dude, I don't blame Corey Holcomb. I ain't blaming him at all that video. Now, behind the scenes, y'all thought they were friends, and then they look at it different, like, oh, okay, well, I guess that's why he was so emotional. Because on that video, he looked like we got if I was Corey, I wouldn't let him be around him. I don't want nobody around me like that. Because
you know what I like what Corey did? When Corey came out with that shirt, like when I hit the lick.
Oh yeah, when I hit a lick, oh my God.
You capitalized off of that bad boy, boy.
When I hit a lick was it, hey dog. That was classic.
I want one of them shirts.
When I hit a lick.
When I hit a lick. I'm gonna hit you back when I get a lick.
Right, and that's all he kept saying. But that don't say he was talking about dude like that. That stuff. Wow, he was like, dude saying, man, you ain't never played, but they play it back. You like, when I get my lick, though. I'm like, I'm listening to this dude say this out his mouth. Like, this dude goofy. But then I could have found out he didn't smart one. Like, he good, you know. But man, that dude look real goofy on that video. He exposed himself. You cannot be one way and be that same dude. The one y'all said he is, and the one I saw in that video, he should never go on that platform ever again because that platform exposed him. He need to stay away from that.
TC, go deeper.
That's real though. It's done. It's done for him. It's done. Yeah.
I don't know, man.
He look bad.
Man.
See, cats like me and Dorian, we want it back, man, because he's a good guy.
I mean, it'll be good, but I don't see how. My man, the only way he go back on that show, he gotta go on that. He gotta say something about Corey to fix it. Like, you don't let him do you like that, then you come back and sit up under him. No, man, you can't sit up under that no more. That's that Jay-Z. Jay-Z talking about he bad his baby mama, man. That's the Ether. Came at him so bad, and then you go sign on the label with Jay-Z. It's like, oh my God. It's like, oh my God. It's like, I don't care. I'd have signed with No Limit. I'd have signed with Gas Money or something. I'd have went over there with Drake now. There's no way I'd have got on with Jay-Z after what we went through. Bro, that's for everybody different. There's no way Social would ever go next to that man again. Ever. Because he told us what it is.
Zoe built his platform. His platform was built, but everybody found out about his platform and everything. It was boosted off from the strength of Corey's audience. You know what I'm saying? His books and everything. Well, nobody know. I didn't know who Zoe Williams was. You know what I'm saying?
Right? Brian, did y'all know who he was?
Not before what is 5150? I almost called it 4848.
No, 5150. 5150 was a godsend for that brother, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, man, I think it was a godsend for both because it was the perfect balancing act between super raunchy Corey, the woman's angle, and the intellectual. I've never seen anything like that.
Man. Let's make a hard cut to the recording real quick. Let's cut the recording off. Let's go ahead and y'all keep vibing. But let's at least plug yourself one more time before we cut off. We had 2 hours and 30 minutes.
As y'all know, it's HRap B, aka Brian Williams, whatever you want to call me, B Stone, a bunch of crazy shit. But Bad Light B. That's my new name. Bad Light B. Man, thank y'all for tuning in to End of the Bench. Tuning in to End of the Bench. Built for This Network is my network. Me, number one Chief Rocket Jersey Fern, and DJ Mad Knox. YouTube is the End of the Bench. Spreaker we on Spreaker, simulcast on Spreaker right now, and that's Built for This Network. These are the Jawjackers. Me and Dorian are the guests. Man, y'all be thanking me. I love good conversation. I love you brothers. I love being black. So, man, I appreciate Rob and TC. Y'all always say, man, you made this beat. No, y'all made this and invited me in. Y'all on the network that I own. So, peace out, people. You can follow me at HRap _B on Twitter and Instagram. You can come to Facebook and be part of a group called The End of the Bench, Build and Destroy, because we building up the community while destroying the lies and the propaganda around our community. That's it. And I have better like Tuesday.
Man, real quick, it's your boy TC. You follow me, you only catch me right here. That's always. So come here. I don't want you nowhere in my personal business. You only want to see me, you see me on the end of the bench with the guys. That's it. Go ahead, Bob.
And Dorian B on Facebook, Dorian BEE on Facebook. Just a regular cat. Just enjoy the show, man. And Black B1.
That's what's up. Well, from now on, this is what we at over here on Sunday mornings, 10 o'clock. You'll be able to catch me, TC, Mr. HRap himself, and you also can catch man Dorian with us every Sunday at 10 o'clock. That's what it is.
Before we go, I need to promote another show that I'm on tomorrow, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. Me, the brother Ivan, who TC like. Me, the brother Ivan and TC Light, my brother Wilkes, and my brother Ben from BS3. We on his network. We gonna be talking. If I'm not mistaken, I'm kind of messed up because I got to rent the movie. Sorry, guy. But it's gonna be fresh in my mind. Look at it that way. We gonna review the movie In Your Skin, America in Your Skin, the Spike Lee production with our brother Nate Parker. We gonna review that movie tomorrow. We'll talk about the ups and downs in that movie, how that movie affects our community, and how it affects our psyche. We talk about social. We this show without the cussing. We this show without the.
Anyway, you catch me on YouTube on Collective Respect. That's where you catch me at. I don't need no new Facebook friends or none of that. You want to catch me on Collective Perspective on YouTube. Check out all the shows we plug on there. We just networking, doing what we do to make sure that we change the utopia in our mind. So thanks for listening. Deuces.
Before I do that, Bob, I'm going to do a Bob. What time is it, Bob?
7 o'clock.
Yeah.
7 o'clock on Sunday.
You always get me on that.
7 o'clock on Sunday.
He always get me on that, TC. What time is it, B?
Yeah, you're right, sir.
Hey, I'm finna steal, as usual, Craig Smith from Craig Facts. First, I'm salute Combat Jack. I always salute Combat Jack. Dream those dreams, a man up, a woman up, and live those dreams. Because life without dreams flows in black and white. Life with dreams flows in Technicolor surround sound. And now I'm finna salute Craig from Craig Facts. If I owe you something, I ain't got it. And if you need it, get it from God.
Get it from God.
And anybody that don't like our show,
You better shut your white mouth. I'm not kidding you.
They don't like men. They don't like real men. They don't like this show.
no, check it out, TC. If they don't like our show,
You better shut your white mouth. I'm not kidding you.
and if Stephen A. and Jason Whitlock and all the rest of the coons.
Sit your ass down. Sit your ass down.
And on that note,
My man Stephen A. Man, you can't come,
we out.
man.